Right, and everybody can wake up. I do believe everyone is here and ready. Get this show on the road. Oh, I should totally get timers. God, I forgot about that. That just leaves Benny. I will talk briefly while waiting on him. This is a mentor game. Do not mention or refer to the mentors in any way. If they give you advice, just apply the advice. Don't talk about it. Don't. My mentor told me. None of that. It's just a regular game. That does not exist. There are 4 Mafia with 2 KP till 2. There is a cop, a medic, and a vigilante during the night. Era, you die. Benny, you die. The day begins, and I'll have your timer shortly.
Yeah, sorry, Manasi, they wouldn't let me kill you as well.
I am Vanilla.
Oh man, Era had his glasses on and everything.
So I guess we got 1 confirmed town out of the start. That's a good thing. So
I'm the medic,
still blowing Manasi's playing.
that's 2 town. That's good start. That's a good start. Bro.
That's a good start so far, guys.
I've never seen you play Mafia before.
So I
At
think
this point,
Mafia
I'm not like
would definitely kill Benny, so she didn't get pushed on.
Yo, this is my first game with Monopolies.
I'm not ready to claim town just yet. I will
played a
do
game
this.
together.
We have? Really?
Oh,
Wait, Jan, are you claiming Carrie?
dumb.
At this point, no.
No, Jan is the
Oh, if he clipped
samurai.
Harry, I'm CCing. Like,
Jan
I'm
is
glad you
the
didn't claim
samurai.
Harry.
Connor, you support this game.
Jan is the
Yo,
samurai.
don't say support. That's fucked up. No
Roll.
call of support.
Okay, I'm not gonna lead town, so someone else can. AKA, I'm softing a PR. Go ahead and lead town.
Alright, guys, I'll lead town.
Cup's gonna lead down.
for it.
No, I want
Yo.
Gurglik to lead town, so we never.
Guys,
wanna
guys,
lead
let
town.
me lead town. Okay.
Go for it.
Go.
So Justice is town. Jan is town. LT is Mafia.
Hold on. On that note, how does the medic not say Benny? You're terrible at this game.
Yeah, actually, well, that just confirms Betting is a new player.
I wanted to
As he-
say
as
Benny,
he-
but he was like,
Just so you know, this is a mentor game. People are supposed to learn this game, so it is.
Yeah.
It might be possible that they're not as
Alright,
good
well, I'm
as
sorry, but
others.
no,
Yeah.
I just say.
Yo,
Benny.
Connor, there's a problem going on right now. We haven't.
Wait, is Manasi confirmed medic?
what's up, Ben?
Benny died, so
Yeah,
that's a
there's a
different
problem.
Yes.
No, probably.
That's
Manasi
me.
definitely wouldn't.
I form a Krusk.
I second Crest.
Oh my god.
Sorry.
Is this the hashtag Lynch Crusk?
Oh hell yeah!
Yes, Mafia, we'll let you go.
Hashtag Lynch Crusk.
Okay,
Hashtag
okay.
Lynch
Let's
Crusk.
start with something. I want a good accusation here, please, Connor.
I don't know. What do you think of Cub's reads? They seem pretty out of nowhere. Like, he didn't give a chance to explain them, but, like, what do you think?
Ben, did
You just answered your own question, Connor.
Ben have a secondary?
The secondary is you haven't piped up, and you haven't even said Lynch Crusk at the beginning, and you've been Mafia 6 out of the last 7 times. So
Technically, I was only
guess
Mafia
Ghost
on
counts?
Ghost. I have never been Mafia in actual Mafia, so I was only Ghost in Ghost. So, but hashtag Lynch Crusk right here. I don't know what to think about Cub's reads. I've only seen him play once, but I do think it's. I don't know. He's as soon as LT said I don't want to lead town, Cub's like I'm leading town. That's how it is. So, really, I don't see him as Mafia at the moment.
Can you have your kids come tell us whether you're Mafia or Town?
Yeah, hold on. Hey, Gavin, come here. Come on. Come on.
He's pulling the kid card. He's town.
Look,
Yo,
Hey,
is your
hey,
dad
hey,
Mafia?
Hey, say Lynch Daddy.
Daddy.
There you go. Hashtag Lynch Crusk.
That is so.
Alright, listen, this guy's town.
recent for now. Recent.
That is so
He's
cute.
super town.
I just.
This guy just got a kit pass.
Cub.
I agree.
I want to know, like, why you read the people the way you did.
I don't care how we read him because he's town. So
You said you were
But
Mafia.
you're Mafia, LT.
I don't care. Just because.
Doesn't matter. I have played, like, the people I called out are people I've played with a bunch, and I don't know, they're half jokey, half not. Let's just say there's one truth and 2 lies, so you can figure it out.
Oh man, is that a roll?
So he's calling me Mafia.
Is that a roll?
Can you do me a favor? If you're gonna give reads, can you like not troll? Like,
Can
it's
who?
really not helpful to anyone who's trying to get like reads here. Like,
Who?
I understand
Okay,
you're testing if you're
We
I
can,
just
we can be
not
giving
helpful.
reaction reads, Nine Gods.
Well,
Who
see,
is he
Nine Gods,
talking
I just
to?
got a good read.
You can
How
develop your own reads
reaction
based off of
off
how.
of his-
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. All
So
right.
that is
Specifically, what I'm
actually
saying isn't absolutely necessary. It's more getting reactions this early on in the game.
Cub's trolling this actually gave me a town read on you.
Why?
So,
All right.
because,
Well,
like,
Because you're
so
annoyed.
do you
did
guys want to kill
ask
Mafia?
why?
I have a red check on Zen.
Yeah, Greg, look, I did.
Good one.
Why, like, his reaction, like,
Yo, I believe you, Alti.
like,
Let's go.
like when people are trolling
Zen,
his
you're
town,
muted, dude. Fuck.
it is not
Just
helpful
ruined the
for us.
reaction.
So
Muted.
being pissed
Fuck.
off about that is a very towny reaction. Like Mafia would just be like, "Fuck it, I don't care. Be trolly. It's not going to help town."
I think the
Town doesn't
difference.
have to occur. So guess what? That's towny.
I think I would act the same.
It
way.
helps town if they're paying attention.
I think that's a shit read.
Yeah, I
Well,
don't think
that's how I base it because I wouldn't.
Wait,
even-
Justice, are you calling
We're
him?
going with town
No,
though.
I'm
They're
not calling
going
Mafia. I'm calling
Are you
that.
calling God's?
I like that
Are you
read.
calling God's Mafia?
I mean,
no, I'm
That's what I'm saying, Justice. Are you calling God's
No.
Mafia? Because the read is
Oh,
better.
You're
just-
saying the opposite.
No,
I was-
I don't
well,
necessarily.
like think about it. If
one
you
way or
want,
the other.
like,
I just
a
don't think that's a
Mafia
good
can act
read.
towny in a like either or. It doesn't matter. You can play Mafia all
You're
different
calling me
ways.
Mafia,
I
then
think
Justice?
that's not a good read. I think
Huh?
like yeah, you could say that, but what if I was Mafia in this case? Like you
We'll
don't know
see.
that.
Couple
I
of
could just be acting towny to be like I don't think that's a good read. But I think that's like off topic. Like whatever.
Yeah, everyone can be acting towny.
To be fair, yeah, not
Like, that's the point!
as Mafia, you can always hard town side and act as towny as you can and try to be as genuine, but it's not easy for everyone. So it's
I
about
guess.
spotting flaws in that logic.
All right, I get that. See, that's a better argument. But I don't think this is like very helpful to everyone else. But
Jan, I asked for you to be my mentor, but they wouldn't.
Yeah, I'm sorry. There's no samurai in this game.
Jan, can you teach me how to be samurai?
I could try, but my next plan as samurai will be trying to night zero kill people without any reads. It's basically the same.
Just like Night Zero kill all the Mafia.
Yeah.
By the way, can we just agree that
And
the Mafia team is majority new players because they're the only ones who would
Well, the game
Night
is
Zero Benny?
players come
a
up.
lot of people with night zero.
No, but I mean like the newer of the newer.
Cub, when you just said that, Noah smirked. Noah, why did you smirk when Cub said
I don't want to read into them night kills that much. Like,
I have a question.
I think
Something scummy to say, Chris.
a little bit, but night kills aren't really worth reading into. Like Benny dying in the night.
They're for sure.
I don't think it confirms anything.
I do want to hear from Zen when he was pinged out. He did.
Era and Benny. It's
No,
very-
he his
too.
mic was muted on this thing, so that's
Okay, the reason I smirked was because someone said most of the people in here, like 90%, are new players, and I thought that was funny because Cubs like it was new players, and then yeah, I found that.
All right, here, I'll narrow it down for you. It's new players
Her
that
reaction
played with
to Russ's
Era
child
and who know
was pretty
Benny.
generous anyway, so.
like I don't know. I don't really care. I
No,
think
Cup,
Benny kills fun.
Is that the ping out on Zen? Is that still a thing?
I can't really read into the ping out because his reaction goes
It got masked.
uncontested because his mic was muted. Like
Zen, what do you think about getting called out as Mafia?
all right,
Did we lose someone?
yeah, we lost.
Yeah, we lost Zen.
just lost Zane.
Yes, pause it.
Fixing.
All right. We're gonna pause the day for like 1 to 2 minutes. Just to
Probably
get, he's
fixing his mic.
yeah he's restarting his computer. His microphone is not working.
I'm gonna go throw away my bag of chips then.
So we're just gonna give him 1 to 2 minutes to like not continue the game too much while he's gone, but then we'll continue. And if he just never comes back, we'll mod kill him. But don't talk about the game.
So how about that weather, guys?
Yo,
Whoa,
talk
whoa,
about
whoa!
the weather,
I
Cub.
wanted to.
Yo,
I couldn't unmute my mic fast enough.
Yo, Slip, you look pretty.
It's actually really nice. There used to be like tons and tons of snow on the ground, and like it was cold, but no.
it was
like,
85
All
degrees.
right, I don't want to hear from Connor anymore. Let's get someone else's opinion on this.
Yo, it was
If you want
85
to hear a
degrees.
story, I can tell a story.
Boom.
So bad.
No.
Yo.
So Manasi, how's your first?
Everyone but Ben talking right
It's
now.
not my first Mafia game. This isn't. That's
It's
just
all
This is the
about
wrong.
first one I've ever seen you in. I'm like still so blown that you're playing.
So while we have time to talk about like non-game stuff, Uncle Tony, how are you?
Hey,
Dude, I'm
Benny.
doing pretty good.
Ah,
You should
like
check
you
your
do.
IRC.
Is it Where is it? Can I ask stuff? Nah, I'm not. People might.
Are you sure we played together before, Manasi? Like, I don't think we have.
I'm pretty sure we have.
I don't think so.
Maybe I just yelled at you in Twitch chat once. And
Probably.
I thought it was, like,
Probably.
we're bad.
Everyone yelled at Gurgluck.
Everyone says that, so that makes
Not
it
sure
special.
why. He's a nice guy.
Yeah, I'm a nice
Bad
guy.
player, but a nice guy.
Come, why don't you and Manasi go get a room?
Why don't you and April get a room, LT?
Try never, ever.
Sorry, Gurgluck, I just had to.
Yo, I'm still looking to get a room with vials. He hasn't changed his
Yo,
mind.
I need some aloe vera for that burn.
Ben, you're one suave dude, man.
Suave? Did you say suave?
Suave. I'm gentlemanly and suave.
So I'm basically like Shadow Shaman this game, so I don't even know what to say.
Are you talking about the Dota hero?
Yo, my top hat's a little too far away. I get it.
Your Shadow Shaman, that's not good.
I have a
because
top hat
You
as
can
well.
have a
man.
top
Shadow
hat.
Shaman.
You guys both. You people,
Hard.
what? Is that a thing that people own?
Vile, did Chomsky's ever get a kill Sephiroth today?
Yes, off stream apparently.
Oh, he did it off stream. Boo.
Oh,
he
clearly
didn't
didn't
want to
happen.
wait
Then.
for
It
Twitch to
didn't
work.
happen then.
He game sharked that stuff. He game sharked it.
It's a very big possibility. Knowing Chomsky.
Yo, was
Can you
Chomsky
use a
cheap?
Game Shark on a PlayStation 1? Actually, no.
Oh man, I forgot to buy
They
Cheetos
have all
for
the
the
Final
game.
Fantasy.
Remember you use
on
Game
Steam
Shark,
Deck,
then you
so-
open up the case and pop it out and pop in the next disc.
Back in the day.
All right, I never had a PlayStation 1. Or
Yeah,
never
it's
did.
old school cheating.
Yeah, like I know what a Game Shark is. I had one, but I never had a PlayStation. So
Here's
See, I
what
had mine
amazes
for
me.
Game Boy
You didn't have
Color.
a PlayStation?
Here's what amazes
Wow,
me
Greg.
about Game Shark.
I had a
Back in
PS2
the
that was
day-
backwards compatible. Like, get out.
Back in the day, you had to keep up with your
Yeah,
codes.
you get both.
couldn't
No,
just go on.
I had a PlayStation. I had a PlayStation 2 that was backwards compatible. I have a PlayStation 3 that's backwards compatible.
Guys, I used to play with a ball outside.
I have a PS4.
That shit was hella cool as
I played with the dump truck outside.
that shit was hella fucking old school.
I used to have one of those like plastic play sets that you thought would break the second you stepped on them.
I played with a ball
Yo,
outside.
I had
It's
Lincoln Law.
backwards compatible too.
Yo, I had like,
Yo, my
play
Legos are backwards compatible. Excuse me.
I still have Legos, so what are you talking
I
about?
wish I still had
Yo,
Lego.
Gurgluck, still have Legos.
But I do all like the medieval ones, like all the old castle sets and stuff.
Oh, and I also had the.
I have all the
British
Star Wars ones. I used to.
Manasi, I hope you step on a Lego.
Oh.
I have multiple.
How can you
times.
ever wish that
Yo,
on somebody?
Good
man?
luck.
It's
Yo,
terrible.
here's a question for you. Are you a burnout?
I hope
No.
you
Are
get
you?
hit in the crotch. with those
Probably.
How do you ask Cub that? Like you should.
It's an inside joke. Relax. It's an inside joke.
Yeah.
Oh, it's because you fucking got lynched in the ghost game with the word being burnout. And my word was fucking firefly, and I used
Yeah, and you got
fucking
wrecked.
owls.
Like,
I
nobody's-
used the word. I used owl city.
That was a terrible clue, and
Alright, wait. Let's talk
clue
about
is
how.
You talked about the show Firefly being.
Let's talk about how ghosts.
Connor's clue
there's
was
like no way to get it without like already knowing what the word was.
yeah. Like
There was no way to get yours without already knowing. Actually, there was.
Yeah, but isn't that part of the clue? Ghosts should
Yo,
not get it.
Connor-
People were like trying to lynch me, which I thought was hilarious.
No one
I'm
cared.
like,
Like, like, no.
guys,
Cub, I knew you were a fool. Like the game was so easy.
Throwback to that ghost game where someone's clue was literally Mitt Romney has blank of women or like has, and no one guessed Binder. How is that? Like, that was
I
so.
wasn't in that game.
I wouldn't have got it. I maybe would have
How would
googled it.
Oh my
I don't
god,
pay attention to politics, so I probably wouldn't
you're
have gotten
dumb.
Manasi, your face is dumb.
I watch House of Cards if that counts.
Alright, from this point we are going to continue the day. If he is not back in 10 to 15, we will mod kill him and move on. Day resumes.
Good morning, everyone.
Alright guys, I just want everyone to know I'm hard aligning with Jan from now on. We are
Second that.
Lovers. They're lovers.
non-conjoined
They'll want you both.
Hydra. Just imagine us both as one player. but on 2 different cameras. That's all
Do
you
you
need.
have actual reads, Cub?
No.
That's a legitimate read.
He rarely has.
Okay.
It's a
Okay. You
legitimate
think
read.
Yana's town? Great. Do you have any other reads?
I think Justice is town. I think LT's probably town.
I'm curious. Why do you
Why?
think Justice is town? I
Yeah.
get LT, but Justice?
Right.
Why are those people town?
Well, Justice, whenever he's town, he's like looking to be aggressive on someone. I feel like he just hasn't decided on who yet, but I've definitely noticed him like looking around at people. You know what I mean?
I agree. He does not look as bored and distracted as he does.
You're on thin ice.
I was
Yo.
distracted for like the last 30 seconds, but
Well, you were like dumping your chips, and we were in the
The last
nothing.
time you played Mafia, when
And
you were
why on
Mafia
LT?
again?
Why on LT?
Because of town, bitch.
Because LT's way sadder when he's Mafia. He's like borderline depressed when he's Mafia.
I disagree.
I don't think
Yo,
he's
can I
been
hear from
like that
Tony and Matt
active this game.
yet? I don't think I've heard them speak at all.
Oh, me?
Ben should jump in. Yeah, Tony, Ben, you, Matt, Viles has said a little bit from what I can remember.
Quick question.
Phoenix
Cub,
King.
did you have
Can we
any?
hear from you guys?
I haven't
Just so no one goes.
Phoenix hasn't said anything.
Real
Manasi, I want to hear from Manasi.
Cub, did you have any Mafia reads real quick? Like,
I'm not entirely sure. The thing is, there's so many new people here. I really can't
I
get
just
some
wanted
reads
to-
that easily.
Mafia, there are not a lot, I believe.
It's
Okay,
fine.
the
Next
answer
Yeah,
is
it's
no.
kind of hard to read people scummy this early, I think.
The answer
So,
is
okay,
Manasi,
the
honestly,
answer-
might be scum. I'm not even fucking kidding.
So the answer is no. We can hear from Matt now.
correct.
Thank you very much.
All right. Well, I'm brand new to this. I don't know any of you. I really
Welcome
can't
to the
read any of you. The only thing that I found so far that's kind of iffy is the fact that LT and Cub were kind of teaming up at the very beginning. I can't say that that is anything different, again, because I've never played with either of them.
Have you ever watched a game before?
I have watched the game before, and I have seen. I normally watch All Stars. I don't watch daily as often.
Okay.
But again, like I said, I don't know if that's a normal thing between them. That's really the only thing I've been noticing. I've been watching everybody's facial cues and stuff like that to see if there's anything that I've noticed, apart from the thing that was pointed out earlier about the freak out when they called someone Mafia. So, I mean, that's really all I've
Do you
got right now.
remember who that was?
What do you think about?
Who is the person who freaked out, according to you?
What do you
Wait,
think?
hold on, let him answer. Hold on. Connor. Who freaked out?
The one that left, Ben or whatever his
Oh,
name
No.
was.
No,
Ben.
it's not Zen.
Computer, that's all.
Oh, it was, oh.
It was the guy
What
who's...
do you think about Crust
No.
keeping full mode earlier?
Well, I mean, the
Okay,
fact
yeah, Zen.
how he reacted, I mean, it seemed like it was something normal for him that he gets called on often. And the whole hashtag Crust kill, I'm just like, eh. I mean, it didn't seem too off
Yeah,
to me.
it's a
I
bad
mean,
joke in my opinion as well. Don't worry.
yeah, I mean, it just seems like it happens quite
I
often.
second that.
Wait, can I talk really quick?
Okay,
Can I just-
Yeah.
town.
Yeah, go
Let's
for it.
hear from.
Go for it. Let's hear.
All right. So right now I don't really have many.
Dubstep, get lost. Thank you. Sorry.
I don't have many super scummy reads. But right now my town circle consists of Cub, Yon, LT, and Nine Gods. I think that about like 3 or 4 minutes ago, when Nine Gods was trying to ping out people who weren't talking to try to figure out what they were trying to say, I thought that was really towny of him. The interaction between Cub and Yon, super towny. My one scum right now is only Noah, because of the reaction when someone was like, "Oh, Noah, what if you're a Mafia?" He just seemed like it just seemed like a really awkward reaction. I don't like it was.
When did anyone say that?
Well, I have it written down in my notes as well. So.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even hear it.
Oh, well, I don't know, but he seemed
Manasi, what do you
awkward
think?
with it. It's
Manasi, what do you think about Matt?
Ignore
Manasi, what do you think about Matt forgot his username?
His only read was kind of on the fact that, like, that Zed was like bailed like the second he was pinged out as like, oh, maybe you're scummy. So I didn't really know what to take from that.
You
also
thought
had
it
a
was-
read on me.
you al-
The fact that he
you
did-
also thought it was weird how Cub and I were aligning.
We're joking. Yeah.
That was from the Krusk formal, right?
It was from Cub and I.
Was that even?
That was this Cub.
It was just me and LT.
Alright, whatever.
All right, guys. Let's push on someone who actually might have something to say.
Yo,
Hey,
Manasi, I don't even have to push on you. You're just gonna bury yourself.
So can we hear from Uncle Tony and Phoenix, please?
Honestly, I'd rather hear from Empty Vials than either of them.
I'd
Why?
rather hear from Noah.
Because he seems concerned.
There's a lot of people we need to hear from.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of
I'm doing the touch face read, Jan.
talking. So
Listen, the face touching read.
to shut up because
Yeah, well, I'm
Like
tired.
whoever wants to go, go.
you're really annoying. Not helping.
Okay, I'll talk. I'll give my town reads first. My top town read is actually on Manasi because I liked how she reacted when Krusk said when like his child said lynch Krusk. She like freaked out, and I thought that was towny. I have a town, and then my next town read's probably on Jan because I've liked the way he's talked this game. And then Nine Gods, although I'd like to hear his reads because I don't think he's given too many reads, but I think he's town this game. And then I liked how Gerd gave the explanation of like the trolling town thing. I think I'll give him a town pass for that. And those are my town reads right now. And the people I want to hear from are Phoenix and Vials. I actually like Uncle Tony's body read this game, so I don't think he's that Mafia.
Do you have Mafia reads at this point?
I don't have like hard Mafia reads, but I have Scum on Vials and Phoenix, just because I haven't liked their body language as much as Tony's, and they've been quiet.
Can you explain your reads on LT, please?
Didn't give
On
a read on
LT? I don't have a read on LT.
Yeah, you never gave a read on me.
Did you say anything about me?
No, I didn't say anything about either of you because I don't know what to like figure about the bot, like how you guys interacted early. I'm like, I think you've been talking a lot, but I don't know if that's town or Mafia sided. So.
All right, I'll go ahead and give my town.
It was
read.
probably town.
What I'm seeing right now is that the way that LT kind of started off the day kind of seemed like his town play. He's kind of been died down just a little bit. Maybe he thought he was pulling in too much or something, and then Cub took over. I didn't really like the way that Cub took over, though. It was it's a little sketchy, but I'm not really played with Cub that much. I do think Krusk has gotten better at just saying whatever at the time, and I feel like pulling in a kid to say something too, it leaves me up in the air on Krusk. Not really.
I
sure.
asked him to. Just
Okay. But Matt, I feel like Matt being a new player or somebody that I've never seen, he seemed really, really towny to me.
What about him seemed towny to you?
He just didn't really seem to have to think about anything. He just kind of put it all out there and really got it out and just said what was on his mind.
All right.
Do you have an opinion about Noah?
Last time Noah, I was in a game with Noah, and like he was really quiet, and then he was asked to give his reads, and for whatever reason this time he like didn't seem as towny as last time. I was actually kind of like scummering Manasi a little bit because she just sort of said like, I'm gonna like put all these people who are already calling each other town like in my town, and I'm gonna say that one other person is scummy. I don't really like that very much. I don't really like that read, and I didn't really think he gave anything else of substance. I don't really like Noah very much right now. Sorry, Noah.
So for me to answer that question, the last time I played with Noah, I believe he was my medic, and he waited until like the very last day to even really say anything about it, which I'm not sure how to take that because it seemed like a really, really, really like.
Don't claim here, Noah.
No. I mean, not saying that, but I'm saying like he could have helped us a little bit more, but all he did was push on one guy the whole time, and for like 3 days he did that. So him coming out and speaking just makes it seem like he's not a PR for sure. I think he could be town in this case. I'm not sure about the sheep's reads from what TEG is saying, but I haven't played with him but that one time, and he was super quiet.
Ben, why haven't you tried a traffic cop at all today?
Yeah, I think Ben's Mafia.
Because things have been very organized today, I haven't really needed to.
Well, why haven't you spoken up?
All right, that's very scummy.
And I have spoken up.
I was about to say, Ben, what are your reads? What are your reads, Ben?
Ben,
All right. As I said before, I do want to hear from Phoenix and Tony. Even though
No, let's hear from you.
I also want to hear from them, but
no, Connor,
okay,
stop. I have a scummer.
I'd love to hear. I'd love to give my reads if allowed, LT.
Well, then give them.
I think Jan is town. I think Gerg is pretty much my top town right now. He's been really organized.
I'm Gerg.
Really trying to work with people and reaching out. I like Cub so far.
We got him, Jan. We got him.
I really like how Nine Gods has been interacting with people. He seems like he's trying to understand the game and trying to work with people really well, especially people that he believes is town. So I think that's very proactive of him.
I'm top town. This guy's Mafia. Yes.
Oh, guys, Zen's back.
Hey,
I'm
Zen's
not
back.
100% sure. I believe Krusk is town, but I'm not willing to bank the entire game on it. I don't have a read on Noah. I don't have a read on Justice right now. Viles is leaning pretty towny, but I'm not 100%.
Do you have any Mafia reads?
Mafia reads so far.
I think this guy's my
I
top
really
guys.
wish, after all the pings that he's had, that the Phoenix would say something, but he has not. And also, well, Zen before he disappeared seemed pretty Mafia. He didn't respond to much of anything at all, but that's all I've got right now. I actually don't have that many Mafia.
I think Zen's Mafia.
I think so too.
I think his reads are okay.
No.
I don't know.
I think it sheeped a lot of what's been said already.
I don't even care about the sheep. I think Connor's Mafia with him, and he's just trying to do shit. But no.
Yeah, I can definitely see that, LT, honestly.
All right,
No.
before you guys hijack this game, can we hear the rest of the reads?
Rest of his reads, he's literally
No,
just
he's
like
talking
looking
about
at
other
No,
Zoom.
no, 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 no,
Fuck
no.
up, he's
I want to
talking
hear
about
other
other
people. I don't care
Fuck
what.
up, he's
Yeah,
talking about
let's hear
other
I
Phoenix.
really do not care.
Let's
Gods, before we go on to Phoenix, how about you give your reads instead of pushing onto.
Okay, so far this game, I really don't like you, LT, and I really don't like Cup. But I feel like you two have been really not productive this game. You guys have had some interaction in the beginning, and then you're kind of getting by with this like whole friendly shit. I did not like
think
that.
they would hard align as Mafia though, like that.
I think that was
I'm not sure.
Guys, just so it's clear, I'm not hard aligned with LT. I'm hard aligned with Jan.
I don't really care.
Not
Let him
actually.
talk.
I don't have reads, Gerlach. Gerlach, I think you're a little more, proactive. You say a bit more, but maybe you're town this game. Maybe you troll more as Mafia. I can't remember from the games I play with you. I think Ben, when he plays as Mafia,
troll.
he likes
Shut the hell up.
when Ben plays, he likes to name his Mafia as town, but since he named me, which is a little bit different when I play with him on a Mafia team, that's a little. He might be trying to pocket, or I'm not sure. But he's kind of towny to me. I'm more believed he's towny. Typically, Ben names his first top town as his Mafia partner, as in the game he plays.
Yo, Gerg, we're Mafia together. Suck it.
All right. But
Why you do this, Ben?
I haven't heard from Tony. I like to know his read on the body reads, although I'm not sure about Noah himself. Matt, I didn't get too much from it. He could be Mafia. He might not know what he's doing. It's very possible for new players.
I'm pretty sure it's a new player team.
He's trolled Minoski, oh, you're definitely Mafia. We're lynching you. Justice isn't some shit this game, in my opinion. Not to be rude. But Miles, I think he's spoken up a little bit. And I don't know about TJ. Krusk, the interaction was weird. Jean, I'm not sure. He's always ambiguous to me. I think he plays a really solid game both ways, and he's very hard to read. No idea about Zen, and Connor, unsure of.
Yeah, I think
My God. We have 3 minutes till, and then we will start forming people because we have 2 lynches. So Tony, Phoenix, and Zen.
Okay.
Who wants to talk?
I'm pretty
I think
sure we're
we should
killing
give
Ben.
Zen some more time because
Let's do that. I'm fine with giving Zen a bit time because he was this, but still.
We're killing Ben and Zen today and reducing KP.
We might.
Why not Ben and Viles, LT?
Cap, guys, cool down. Tony,
Phoenix, go ahead and speak.
Okay. I think that Viles is town. I know that one game that I
Why do you
saw
think he's
him-
town?
No, let him talk. He just explained it, or almost.
I think that the one game I saw him play Mafia, he was a lot more nervous, and he seems like he's just kind of sitting there methodically watching the game. And I agree with his read on Matt that he seems towny. Other than that, I don't really know. Much of my other town reads are pretty much other things that people have said. I think Jan was pretty town. I think Nine Gods is pretty town. I think Ergluck is pretty town.
Can you explain your
This guy right here is pretty town.
What do you say, Gergluck?
Can you explain your perspective for it? Even though it's this person's town because other people said it. Can you explain your perspective of why you agree with that?
I don't know. It was just I liked their reads. I think I agree with them. I like their logic behind their reads. It just seemed to make sense to me. I think Zen might be a little bit scummy. I know he hasn't really like played for much of this game, but the one time that he got pinged out, I think a lot of the time when he gets pinged out, he likes to laugh or like play medic when he's down. And he didn't do either of those things when he got pinged out. He just kind of like unmuted for a second and then again. I don't know if that was because he was like lagging or something, but
Yo, I just want to say something real quick. You said this guy was found really early, Cub, yet I've said almost the same thing he has, yet I'm the Mafia here. That's kind of messed up.
Yeah.
That's true. And you are.
Actually, that's not true. I feel like the way you said it was a little different in the fact that, for example, when you named Viles' town, and he was still unsure because he was someone we hadn't talked about much yet, he was the very last person you mentioned, and it kind of like an afterthought, like, I should probably mention my Mafia partner. Oh, by the way, guys, I think Empty Viles is probably town. Whereas this guy said at the very beginning, so Viles is town, and this guy's not.
Yeah, and also Phoenix.
What was the necessity of coming out to
didn't
like
wanna
defend
bring up
yourself from something that's already passed?
No.
I just thought it was really suspicious.
Phoenix,
Yeah, like that's
he
so
doesn't
like.
want to bring up his other town reads because they've been said by the majority of town and didn't want to waste time by saying sheeped reads. Basically, I think that's very towny of Phoenix right there. Not wanting to waste time with sheeped reads, and he even said he didn't want to waste time with it. Basically,
That's true.
I think
Talking about wasting time, please don't, Uncle Tony.
Okay, there's like two things that I kind of just like right off the bat when it started. Zen just had like a really big smirk on his face when the thing started, and like I don't know what that means, whether it's Mafia, whether it means town, because I honestly haven't seen much of him, but also he's been disconnected. But and then there was another thing before the game started. I've seen a little bit of LT, and I thought he was Mafia in the very beginning because I didn't hear a cop claim the first 10 seconds. And then he cop claimed and he had a red check. So I don't know whether he's like, I feel like he's more town after that because like that yeah. And then also, I think what Matt said was pretty towny just because he was trying to like mechanically explain all his reads. As like a new player, he wanted to try and trying to put something else on the table that someone didn't have. So I thought that was pretty towny. And I
don't want to interrupt you, but I formed.
Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah,
it's time for like.
Did you form one?
Yeah. Were you forming?
Ben.
I second.
I second Ben.
Okay, Ben, you're pretty like not that experienced, but a lot more newer players here. So I'm willing to formula you now. Try to defend yourself. Beat town. If your town, you might not die, but we have 2 linters today, and you know this is the time to.
I'm just going to say something really quick. This is a game where I am something that I've never been. That being said,
Mafia?
No, not only that.
Shut up, Connor.
Not only that, I am a little off-put by the amount of sheeping that has happened this game. Granted, I have kind of been one of them, but I've been trying to go against the grain and ping out a couple people that were not listed. Like Viles, I don't think hardly anybody listed Viles before me. The town I have right now is Gerg still. He's still been towny. I still like Jan so far. He's been very towny. Connor's reaction there was really towny. I like Uncle Tony. I agree with Noah about his body language and how he's been acting, especially when he came out and gave his reads. He seemed really genuine. I think after Matt spoke that he kind of fell off. Otherwise, TG really hasn't said much. Cruz kind of just disappeared after the first like 5 minutes. Otherwise, I still think Nine Gods is town. I'm conflicted about Cub and LT.
Yeah, I don't know if we can lunch this guy today.
I honestly don't believe him. But
I don't believe him very much either, but I still don't think we can lunch him today.
Have you known Noah? Shut up, Cub. Oh my God. Have you known Noah to give a lot of body reads from his play?
I actually don't really know much about Noah's body reads or his play. I've played with him like 2, maybe 3 times, and he's been town every time. I don't really know much about him, though.
Well, here's a clue. He does.
It's like, dude, that's why I went after Jelly last game. That's like my entire reason.
Yeah. Hold on. He doesn't really give much on day 1. He's usually more of an active day 2 player. He tends to be a little bit more vocal once things have settled down a little bit. So right now I don't really have anything on him. Yes,
All
Manasi.
all right, Ben. I want to hear your reads.
Hold on.
Wait, I have a really
I'm gonna go by hand raises. No
Yeah.
offense.
So when Phoenix was giving out his reads, why did you get so defensive?
Could you
when
speak
no
up a
one
little
else
bit,
was calling
please?
when people weren't calling Phoenix's reads like sheeped or whatever, like why did you get so defensive? Were you like, oh wait, why did everyone call me sheep? Like why did
Because,
that happen?
as I said, I thought it was really suspicious that Cub was just pinging about me randomly and somebody else randomly for sheeping. Yet somebody else did almost the same thing, and it wasn't. Nobody really said anything about
I
that.
didn't ping you out randomly. If that's what you're worried about.
Ben, I'm gonna give you a gun. Who do you shoot?
I'd probably
Claiming gunsmith?
I'd probably
Yeah.
shoot Phoenix
and
or
So you
Matt
want
or
to shoot
TJ.
Phoenix for giving the same reads that you gave?
It's also his body language and how he's been acting.
Sounds
He
like
had me
the
pinned out no
judge.
less than 5 times before he said anything.
Okay, why shoot Matt?
Almost the same thing. He's been very quiet. He talked like once and then shut down.
That's just because I'm getting used to the game and the people in it, trying to get my own reads.
Yes,
so
I only talk.
All right, what are your reads on Justice, TEG, Manasi, Zen, and I want to hear what
I'd
you-
wait a day for Manasi. I said that I would probably shoot TG. I think his activity level's been very low, and he hasn't really given anything of substance.
What do you have to say about Crust? and Justice?
I'm willing to wait a day, but I think he's pretty suspicious since he died off after like 2 minutes after the formal. He just has said nothing.
I think it's Mafia.
If you would have noticed that my mic has been unmuted, but
All
every
right,
time I
time
went
in the
to say
formal is
something,
over.
other people
Flip up
over.
All right, 10 seconds, Ben.
I'm the cop. Unfortunately,
Your
green check Jan.
If you'd like to vote on Ben, please vote in 3, 2, 1, vote. Ben is immune, and the day continues.
You will never die here. Whatever. I
Yeah.
formal.
We've got 8
I
seconds.
formal
Then
I formal empty
I
vials.
formal Zen.
I second then.
There's a
I second
formal
Zen.
on. There's a formal on empty vials. Accusation, please.
I think your, the reads you gave were not very good. I think you've been behaving very strange, even for a new player. You have a different facial expression from the normal one I'm expecting from people that are kind of new to the game. And I think Ben kind of had a weird interaction with you. So that's my.
All right. Well, honestly, I don't feel like there was a weird reaction at all. I think Ben's just played the game with me. He knows how I am whenever I'm town. I think Phoenix, I'm not sure exactly why he said I was town. He did, as LT pointed out, he kind of just wanted to glance over that, like, hey, everybody's already said this, so I'm going to say that. But he didn't really give me a reason, and I actually wanted him to give a reason on me also, which just didn't ever come, and y'all never really pushed for it either, which is kind of unfortunate for me. I still stick with my reads up to this point that I think that that Matt's good. I still feel like Krusk is still questionable, even though he says that he wants to talk and doesn't want to talk over people. I'm kind of the same way, but I still wanted my opinion out there whenever I needed it out there. I do feel like Ben at this point seems.
Do you believe his cop claim?
Oh, that's a good question. Very good question, actually. I want to say I do because I like Jan. Or Jan. Is it Jan or Jan?
Jan.
It's Jan.
It is Jan. Okay. Just want to clarify. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, I feel that's a safer call because of Jan, because I like Jan. But Ben itself, waiting until last 10 seconds to see if we push or rescind. I don't know. Anybody can make that call. Anybody at this point.
Did you not hear him at the beginning of the formal?
Yeah,
For what?
he softened it at the beginning of the formal.
Oh, did he?
I am something I have not been before.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I see what you're saying. I did hear that. I don't know. I wasn't thinking. I wasn't thinking just straight vanilla town or anything, but I was thinking maybe Vigi or something similar. But
Any claim cop, something similar. Power roll.
Yep. You're right. I should have probably picked up on that.
By the way.
What's that, LT?
Files.
I am
So
Vigilante.
You're Vigi, LT? Well, shit, look at me aligning with the green check in the video.
I think the video's been pretty
Perfect
scummy.
info. Perfect
I
info.
know.
All right, what's up, Connor?
Okay, so you are the end of the day formal, and then we
Mhm.
get one guaranteed. So for it to be mechanically correct for us to not lynch you, like there has to be somebody who's like Mafia that we need to lynch. So who is that person? Like, why should we lynch them over you?
Cough, Zen, and Noah.
Honestly, at this point, I would lean heavy on Justice just because he hasn't said anything, and I've seen his play both Mafia and Town in some Resistance games, and I feel like he's kind of doing the same thing that he told
You're
us that
getting
he
this
would.
read off of something that I told you personally.
What's that?
Yeah, I said you're basing this read off of something I told you, how I play myself.
Well, actually, I'm just getting it because you haven't really spoken
Why
up
are
all
you
that
more
much
town than
this day.
Justice or anyone else for that matter?
Say again, Connor.
Why are you more town than anyone else? Or Justice or anyone else for that matter?
I think I'm just more town because I am, and I'm trying to figure out the game here. I want things to be real that I believe are real right at this moment, and I mean anything else is
What's your
secondary.
opinion of the person that formaled you or the person that seconded you?
I think that Cub's been kind of going on me today quite a bit, and I'm not really sure that's warranted with other weaker players that haven't been speaking up. I'm not actually sure who seconded me.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure who seconded either.
I did second at one point at least.
Okay, cool.
Okay. And I already gave my read on Jan. I kind of like Jan right now.
All right, time in this formal is over. Push the vote
Yeah,
or
you get
rescind.
formal.
Cub, push or rescind.
Cub.
Push 10 seconds.
All right, well, I think that I'm playing pretty towny here. I think that Cub is just pushing on me real hard for some reason, trying to see if I break or something, and obviously wants to see a reaction from it.
All right, if you would like to vote on empty vials, please vote in 3, 2, 1, vote. One is not enough. You have 2 minutes to make
Okay,
your
don't snap, don't
guaranteed
snap.
formal.
All right. What I gathered from that is that I found it very suspicious that Cub, like because Zen was also formaled and Cub formal vials, that it went on to vials instead of Zen.
I formaled before the formal on Zen went. I formaled first before the formal on Zen. So, no, I know that's what you're trying to make.
But a lot of people were pushing on Zen, and you're like, I formal vials.
Yo,
I don't think
And we're still glossing over.
All right.
No. I think one of the lynches today should be on Phoenix. That's just my.
I think the lynch should be Zen and Connor today, and we
I
guarantee
disagree.
produce KP
Wait,
today.
I disagree.
All right, I agree.
I'm actually totally okay with Connor, LC.
I disagree completely.
I think actually that the lynch should be Tag, but
I think today
like,
should be
why?
Phoenix.
Like I was reading Manasi and Noah's
Or
kind of
Tag,
town.
not
I'm not
Connor.
curious
Can we hear
LT,
from
I have a question. Why would you want to go on Zen and not Tag? Because I feel like Zen,
Because-
okay, vanished, but he hasn't said anything. But
I'm
Tag's
good
been here
at
the whole
reading
time. Okay.
Phoenix is absolutely.
I'm not good at reading Zed, but I want to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Oh my god.
Danny, are you on the Connor page too?
I would like to hear from Zen myself.
Yeah, I want to hear from
Then,
Zen.
then
I'd
is
like
your
to hear
mic
from-
muted this way, like on the little button thing? Cause
Connor?
We can't hear them, so.
Who are your partners, Connor?
Who are my partners? I don't have partners.
I think we should kill Cub here or Connor, honestly.
I disagree.
Phoenix or
I
Justice.
disagree with
You're-
I disagree with both
Justin
of
say it
those.
was a good
I
formal
think.
and then
I
vote.
disagree with Cub, but I agree with Connor.
I'd rather not.
I'd rather go like.
Did you really
Cub,
detect
Zen,
that
and
question?
Connor, I don't know.
Even though I'm not sure.
Honestly, I think it should be Connor, Manasi, or Justice.
The problem with
We need
you're
formal guys. Pick up.
Still can't hear what Zen is saying. Zen still hasn't said anything.
Formal
Formal
Tag.
Zen.
I second TG.
Formal on TEG accusation, please.
TG, when like you got pinged out to give your reads earlier, I feel like there was almost no substance to them. You kind of just.
You didn't ping me out to give me reads.
I didn't ping you out. I didn't ping you out.
No one pinged me out.
Yo, this is his
No one
accusation.
pinged me out. I was
Just
like,
let me
okay,
give my
well-
accusations. Let's
go for it. Go for it.
Gets
So,
the minute.
like, when you gave your reads, you kind of just. They were kind of full of fluff. You just kind of call it Manasi and Noah Town or Mafia. But I think I kind of like read them as towny. but you were just. It felt like you were just throwing scum on someone just to like kind of get reads out. It didn't sound like you believed your reads at all. I think you were just talking to talk.
What? Well, I mean, that's total. No, that's total. Well, okay, I'll respond to that because that's total BS. Because like Manasi was like there was this big circle of people going on. Like Cub was like, oh, I'm hard aligning with Jan. I think LT's really good. Gurglik was like in on that, and then Manasi was like, oh yeah, all these 4 people, and like Justice as well was sort of in on that. Everyone was like calling each other town. Manasi was like, oh, I think these people are calling each other town, and then like.
Oh, I fixed it.
You know, everyone else is like, there's a couple of people who like are kind of shady to me. Like, I think that's kind of shady. And then Noah was like, oh, and I haven't played with Manasi before, so I don't know if this is how she plays, where she just writes down a lot of notes and then she like gives a read and then she goes back to writing notes. I'm not really sure about how she plays. I've never played with her before. I just know that also Noah, like the last time I played with him, like when he spoke, he just sounded like a lot more towny. I didn't really. I didn't really think he said anything of substance when he was, you know, saying, "Oh, Manasi's town," and that's why I said that. I'll talk about other people too. I really wish that we had heard what Zen said, and I don't know why we didn't formal him to hear what he said. I think that's really silly play.
Because his mic was working.
Yeah, but I still though like formal him and then like wait for his mic to work or something, or like because like he's not doing anything at all. So when Matt and Tony got pinged out, I like what they had to say. I liked what Phoenix had to say. I don't know why Ben would go on to Phoenix because that doesn't make any sense because they gave the exact same reads. Justice sort of said something and then he's sort of waiting around. So, and I don't know, I haven't played that much of Justice either, so I don't know how I feel about Justice. Empty Vials I really liked. I don't know if this is normally how he plays, but I really liked him. Connor likes to be aggressive on people. Like I played with him once when he's Mafia and once when he's Town, and he's pretty aggressive both times. So I don't really know about Connor. I don't really have a good read. And then Crest sort of said something at the beginning and sort of faded away. And so that's what I have to say. Does anyone have any questions for me? I would love to answer questions.
So, like, you've never seen Manasi play, and you've never seen Noah play Mafia.
No, but I have to get reads on people. No, I've seen Noah play. I played with Noah once before.
If
but
you
I
don't
have
have
reads on people.
Okay.
I
If
was
you're
not
Town, next time, if you
look at Noah.
If you don't have Mafia reads, you don't have to give them. I don't know, man.
I mean, I think Noah like is Mafia. Like if he's like, or he could be Mafia. Like it's like a very loose read. But I don't know. I think he could be Mafia. I think you know, I don't know. I didn't really like what Manasi had to say, but I once again I haven't played with her. And yeah, I basically said what I had to say about everyone.
Did you get anything from the Empty Vials vote? Or let's say the
I mean,
formal, not the vote.
Justice voted on him, so I mean that his formal was really good. Like I think
more like yeah. Why do you think nobody voted?
What's that? Oh, even though nobody, I think everyone knew that he like gave a good formal. Like that was a really good formal.
New players, that's kind of I don't know.
Is he new? Like I don't know. I don't
No. With so many new players in the game, it's hard to think that everyone would unanimously agree that it was a good formal. You know.
I don't know. Yeah, like I thought it was a good formal, so that's why I didn't vote. Clearly, Justice didn't necessarily think it was a good formal. Like that's understandable. He's way more experienced at this than I am. So I don't know. I really don't want to get lynched today because that would be sad bears. But
hey, dude, if you're Town, don't throw yourself under the bus. Whether you're wrong or you're right, it doesn't matter. You just stick to your gut. No matter whether you win this game or you lose this game, it doesn't matter.
Okay, 9 guys, I'm sticking to my gut.
It's
okay?
better to be confidently
if I get lynched,
bad.
then it's whatever.
Yo, Tag.
Still though,
Tag, in your last 10 seconds, I was about to say minutes. What the fuck?
Tell me.
Last 10 seconds, call out your Mafia, please.
Okay.
Time and the formal is over. Push to vote or rescind.
I pushed a vote.
10 seconds.
Okay, speedrun Mafia, right now Noah, Manasi, Zen, and Ben.
Alright, if you would like to vote on TEG, please vote in 3, 2, 1, vote. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
oh, that was
7.
really late.
It's not enough. One moment, please. Go to sleep. Send me your night actions. 10, 16. We need 9 gods. Alright, today will be a 25-minute day during the night. Ben, you die. Connor, you die. And the day begins.
I shot Connor.
Did you? Yeah. Okay.
Obviously.
I have something.
Hopefully good.
Do you think they double stacked him?
Always.
Yes,
Always.
Always.
I didn't know.
Every damn time.
Because he was cop, they double
I
stacked.
really didn't believe him. I really.
Oh, now he's
didn't believe him, but
confirmed.
now I
Okay,
can
hold on,
see-
hold on, hold on. So now he's
I think-
confirmed, and that means Jan is confirmed.
Yeah,
So,
Jan's
Jan,
good.
where you at, bro?
Good job, Jan.
So LT, you and me, let's do it, bro.
Yo,
Whatever
Jan,
we're doing,
Did
let's
you
do
come
it.
read Connor yesterday?
Jan, I'm basically confirmed as well.
It's tricky because Connor
Not true at all.
Connor tried to step up his game, and I'm not sure if that was Mafia or Town of him. Like, he asked
What were his
questions,
reads?
he was talking a lot, which is a good thing to do.
His reads was, "I'm bad." You
Yeah, he
should
tried to
win."
kill
he
Teg.
never
Teg
gets
was
you.
Towner's
He
shit.
went after me.
Teg was Towner's shit in his formal.
Yeah, those votes were really interesting, by the way.
Yeah, I think 3 Mafia voted on him at least.
So to be
Yeah, I
honest,
think so.
Okay,
not sure.
so I'm gonna let you guys know what I got from that vote. I noticed 2 people were super late voting, and that was Manasi and Zen. I also thought it was really weird how Manasi voted. She kind of had her hand up like really low, and then it was like, "Hi, I'm just waving, but I'm kind of voting." So I thought that was really weird. Well, you know, I obviously thought Connor was scummy as hell, so I was gonna talk to him today, but obviously
No, like,
I
you
can't.
Voted as
Oh, right, I can't. But I think the people that I'd be Gurgles just dropped, by the way. But I would be looking
Kirkland
at
just turned his camera
Manasi and
off.
Zen.
Okay, wait. A quick.
No, I'd leave Manasi alone.
Quick comment
I
on
just
that.
killed Noah or Zen today.
Hold on.
We can agree on Zen. That's fine. But I do
Let's
think
say I
Manasi
would
is
like to
Hello?
talk to them and
Can
then
Can I
consider
speak
them.
to that late vote really quickly?
we have 23
because I've
minutes,
got pinged out.
Yeah.
That's what.
Thank
that's
you.
what I
Hello. I think I lagged really badly, so I voted when I thought Slip said vote. I didn't know when that happened or not, and then he just said go to sleep, so I was very confused. But as of my reads have not really super changed, but they've been like kind of expanded upon. I think it was kind of weird that Matt he talked, he gave his reads when he was pinged out, and then kind of like slipped by for the rest of the day. I think that Vile's formal was kind of good to me, and the fact that Cub like was super adamant on pushing on it was like a little strange. That was kind of like, oh, what you doing, Cub? What's going on there? But as of right now, it was just kind of the idea that Matt hasn't talked since he was pinged out on day 1 was a little weird to me, and I think that should also be looked at.
I mean, it is day 2. So.
There's more than just
and
him.
it just started.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's more than just him who hasn't spoken up.
Justice. Raise your hand.
Yeah. So I just kind of want to give my reads from where I was at because I didn't really talk at all yesterday. So right now, the people that I'm reading down, I'm obviously reading Little Tom Town. I was reading him yesterday before I even claimed Vigi. I don't think I really need to further substantiate that. Then Matt's probably up there for one of my higher town because the way he came out, he seemed really like not nervous at all. And for this being his first game and never playing with anybody in here, it just seemed like a really tiny perspective from the way he's talking. So I really like that and the way he presented himself. The people that I don't like, I don't like Manasi really. Because I feel like when she was talking, she just kept saying and she didn't really like remember her reads that much. She was trying to do the associative read with Temp and Cub, and she couldn't really remember why. And I think Manasi's a better player than that. I think that if she had a real read on it, she would have remembered rather than just trying to force and give a read. I think that's what happened. So I'm reading her scummy for that, and I think Noah could potentially be with her. I know Noah is a newer Mafia player, and I feel like the way a little bit of pressure is being put on Manasi, I felt like him siding with her, kind of defending her, seemed like what he should have done as maybe her partner. I'm not 100% certain on that, but I could see that world.
Hey, Justice, I have a
yeah,
question. Do you think that we reduced KP yesterday?
We cannot reduce KP.
Are
We didn't
you
lynch
serious?
anyone.
Why didn't you let him answer that? What the fuck, dude?
Because he's not literally stupid.
I played this game long enough.
You didn't lynch anyone
All right.
if
Can I ask a real question? So, Justice, what did you think of Connor's push on time?
So I thought it was an okay push, but the way he presented, like he had a lot of similar reads to me, and I thought that was like the way he was reading the game being similar to mine. I thought that it came from a townie perspective because I know I'm town, and at the same time, when the vote happened, I don't see how how his formula was so much worse than Vile's, to where Vile only got 1 vote on our guaranteed formula of the day, and he got so many more if you guys weren't going to vote in the first place on like your last guaranteed formulas. I don't see how that was good.
They were both towns, so.
I just want to say something to everyone here. At this point, like yesterday, we asked people like to speak up and we point people out. At this point, this might not happen anymore. Just for the new players right now.
Yeah,
like,
you're gonna have to speak up.
You have to speak up for yourself. Raise your hand.
Like today, we're gonna start formulating people.
All right, it goes like if you want to survive this game, you have to project town as good as you can. That means do more than talking when asked. That means be proactive. Just a fair warning: don't not everyone at once, but just
I have a question for Tag real
I've
quick.
had my run into you, but
Yeah.
I feel like you're forcing your.
I agree that Tag was pushing town there, but at the beginning of his formula, he says that he was reading Manasi and Noah somewhat more town, but at the end, this is TG, yeah.
No, well,
But at the end, for his, whenever Connor had asked who's your lynches right now, he was just like, well, Noah, Manasi, and Ben. And I was kind of like, why would he just in 4 minutes just totally flip-flop his read?
Yeah. Let me respond to that because I'm pretty sure that like I called her out for like sort of like getting on the train of like all these people are calling each other town, and I said, okay, Noah's defending her, and that's really weird. Me saying that they seemed a little bit more town was me basically saying I haven't played with Manasi at all. I don't know how she plays, and at the end when I have to give for Mafia. I picked the 4 people that seemed the most Mafia to me, and those 4 were the people that seemed the most Mafia to me, and they all voted on me, and I'm a good guy, so that seems pretty good to me.
I want to go ahead and say something here. I'm going to give my reads here in a second. I voted on TEG last night, but I did it because in the last 10 seconds, he put Ben, who had already claimed cop, and kind of softed earlier in the day to it, so we were pretty sure he was a PR. It just kind
I
of.
really didn't believe him. That was like the worst cop claim I've ever seen.
I believe Ben.
I believe him, yeah, for sure.
Ben, I was really on the fence.
People that believed him voted on me, so.
Cross, what was the exact reason again? I'm sorry? Like, why'd you vote on him?
Huh? Because he threw Ben into his Mafia in the last 10 seconds after Ben had claimed cop and softed at it earlier in the day.
I mean, I'd already
This
said
is
that I really
really coming from the fact that
So wouldn't that come from a more townie perspective? Because as a Mafia, you would kind of just go with it and be like, all right, he's a cop, and now I have my night kill. And rather than just kind of saying, hey, I think this guy's coming, and he's potentially not real.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're town, you want your cop to live. I mean, he's going to die, but why would you?
But if you're Mafia, then you have the perfect information that he is the cop.
Correct.
Yeah. If he's town, he does not know that Ben is the legit cop. It could
Exactly. Then you can read him as scummy. But if you think, if you know he's the cop, it's because you're Mafia.
All right, Cross, can you give the other reads, please?
I was on the fence about LT yesterday and his whole Vigi claim until we woke up this morning and Connor was dead, and everybody was like, well, of course you shoot Connor and all that good stuff. I still want to hear from Zen because we barely heard.
So you're getting mad at somebody for not believing the cop, but you're not believing
Justice.
No, I said I was on the fence about him until this morning. I didn't know the Vigi would shoot Connor because I'm not that used to this game. I wouldn't know that he would be the ultimate. But then everyone's like, well, of course you shoot Connor. So I liked Jan earlier on in the day before he was green checked by anybody. I still want to hear a little bit from Noah. I really want to hear from Zen.
What did you think about Noah at the beginning of the day when he spoke and all that?
I think
yesterday.
I think he put a lot on body language, which, I mean, he could be really good at reading body language, but not too many Mafia people ping out body language. They'd rather wait for you to say something. I found that a bit odd, but only because I'm still new to watching and I haven't really seen too many people ping out body language, other than whenever they throw their hands up and laugh really loud.
I can ping out body language right now. During Phoenix talking about his reads, Nine Gods gave like the biggest eye roll that seemed like Phoenix was just sheeping reads. And I actually wanted to ask him then, but he'd already given some reads and stuff. But I like Nine Gods, so I want to hear more from him.
I agree.
I was going to ask him like what were his thoughts right then on Phoenix at the time.
So.
All right. I don't know. Phoenix, he's really fallen off. You guys, he's only talked when he's been pinged out. Thought his reads, I thought it was a little towny. He said like, oh, I don't want to say what everyone else is saying. But at the same time, if you're a town player, you need to defend yourself when, you need to give whatever you can. And if you want to survive, you need to tell us what's up. Maybe your insight on someone else, you might give some more insight. Like I might be tunneling on someone. You could be like, oh yeah, you might think he's this, but you could, put some insight to someone else who might think someone else is scummy. That way we can derive from the people that are town and figure out who is Mafia. I think, I don't know about Phoenix. I actually didn't admit, I didn't notice it. It was in the top.
You're tunneling a lot.
So I disagree. Nine God, yesterday you actually kind of gave quite a few reads, and I thought they were pretty good. But you were uncertain on me. I want to know if your read has changed after I've given mine.
Because it's a Mentor Mafia game, you're not really.
This is not my first game playing.
Yeah, I know, but just be on the on-site that you are.
Don't bring that up, Nine Gods.
Yeah, okay. I think it's a little strange that all of a sudden you came out. Honestly.
I will say that my dad was home all of day one, and he hates it when I'm super loud. So there's that. But regardless,
I think you were pretty towny what you said, but you have to take in the information from both days, in my opinion. So I feel like you didn't contribute a lot day one, and then you realizing, oh wait, I didn't say crap, and then saying a bunch day two is kind of fishy. But at the same time, you could be very well town, and maybe what you have going on is true. But I'm not gonna like
I love this guy.
you.
I'm never lynching him.
All right.
I want to hear from Matt. Matt's been holding his hand up for a while. Let's hear from Matt.
All right, I know I didn't contribute much day one. Right now, my town circle is Viles because yesterday he seemed extremely sincere, not only in his formal, but how he spoke about the other players and his reads. I like Justice, not just simply because he called me out as town. That was cool and all. Nine Gods, he's all right. And LT I like because, in the Vigi thing, I don't know if that was a clear shot or anything. Again, I've not seen any of you guys play before.
Hey, Matt, what do you think about Jan?
Jan, because of the confirmed green, I can say he looks good. But again, I don't know. I mean, he's been talking and everything, but I don't know.
What do you think about Zen?
Did Cub just ask him that question about Jan?
Yeah,
he did.
Yeah, he did.
Are you reading me scummy because of it, or did you just catch the reaction to this guy everyone else caught in the game?
But yeah, no, the question on Zen, he really hasn't said anything at all, so I really can't give any read on him, again, because of the DC at the day one. But, I mean, from what I've seen so far, he really hasn't said anything at all, so... I mean, that's my read.
I'd like to throw this out here, though. I've played Resistance with Justice, and every time he's towny, he automatically pushes on someone else. I
guess it's a good thing this isn't Resistance. And
I know it's not, but I'm saying every time I've seen him,
I mean, like I said, that's
completely different game, Cross.
So I'm gonna give my read.
Okay, no, actually, that doesn't hold on. Listen to Zen. No. LT, what the hell? The guy wasn't here all day one.
It's pretty easy, Cupcake. If he doesn't want to talk, it's fine.
I'm gonna
okay, but he wasn't here all day one. Day two.
I'm gonna make it really painfully obvious. I don't like Cupcake. I haven't liked him at all this game. I agreed with Nine Gods being town based off of Cupcake's trolliness. He didn't like my read. You've been trolly the entire game. You have not actually contributed your own information this game from my
I absolutely did.
From my viewpoint, you have not. You hopped onto LT's coattails at the start of day one, and you've tried to ride that the entire game. I don't like you for that, and I'm just going to move on from there. I don't like Krusk. He basically crumbled under cross-examination today already. Zen has yet to speak up to defend himself or give any information so far this game. I don't like him for that either. At this point, you would have thought he would have spoken up by now. I pinged out Noah based off of him giving body reads, and I've not known him to do that. If it's something you've started doing, then that's new, but I didn't like you for that because it was out of the normal play that you have. Justice has actually been very proactive this game, and I like him a lot for that. It's something I've not seen from him. So I really liked him for that because it actually was helpful for a change, and it's not what I'm used to seeing from him. Phoenix, I actually did like him, and he has his hand up, so I want to hear from him next. Just yesterday when he gave his reads, it was pretty much a sheep of Ben, and the fact that Ben got so defensive and worried about it actually made me like Phoenix even more, because Phoenix wasn't perturbed about it. He just gave his information and he was happy with it. And I like Matt.
That's good, Gerglug. That's good.
Really quickly though, you're roboting just so.
Yeah, you're roboting.
I'll give some more reads later.
You're a robot. You're a robot.
I know. Beep boop, beep boop.
Right, Phoenix.
Really quickly, why did you vote on me, Gerglug? I was really.
It was the last guaranteed formal of the day. I actually really liked your formal, but I didn't want to risk not letting.
So why the fuck didn't you vote on empty vials?
No one voted on empty vials besides fucking.
Okay, but
LT did it as a joke.
Yes, but no,
that's true though.
Empty vials.
His was really good.
I did not vote on
Eggs, but it was,
I disagree.
At the last guaranteed, like I'm going to vote. Unless it's a confirmed.
That was the last guaranteed.
No, TAG was.
No, the last one was.
TAG was the last.
That was the last guaranteed.
I thought.
I want to ask a question
around.
about that. Is why is the last one during the day usually voted on?
Because you don't know if RNG is going to.
Because you cannot win this game if you do not lynch people.
Okay, got you.
Now, Phoenix, please give your reads. You've had your hand up.
Yeah, let's hear from Phoenix.
Okay. I don't really know. I've been having trouble figuring out reads, especially because I don't know. I feel like most of my reads are based off of other people's reads of people, and so I feel like all of my reads are sheeped off of other people, and so I guess I'll give off my reads anyway. I think TAG's formal was really town, that's why I didn't vote on him. I think Nigons is pretty town. I think that Zen has gotten more scummy for me throughout the day because I thought he was scummy before, and now he just hasn't even spoken up after more people have pinged him out. I want to hear from.
Do you have anything? Do you have anything unique today, rather than just wanting to hear from someone? It's okay if not. It's okay if not.
Yeah, I don't really think so. So,
I'd like to hear from Zen and Noah.
I really want to hear from
Zen.
Zen.
Let's hear from Zen really quick. Yeah, I want to hear from Zen really bad.
Alright. My town circle is Jan, LT, Nine Gods, and Krusk, and I can give the reasoning for that if anyone wants it. And Cub just moved from Leaning Town into my town circle, so. And then Leaning Town, which are also possible Mafia because it may just be Mafia trying to get town reads. TEG, Gurgluck, and Empty Vials.
Can you explain your Mafia reads on Gurg, TEG, and MT, please?
Well, no, it's Leaning Town reads.
Oh, then who are your Mafia reads?
The thing about this game is that I haven't had any, I don't have much yet, you know.
You were here for nearly 1 day fully. Can you explain it? Explain any Mafia reads that you have.
Well, no one seems all that Mafia to me, and I'm not just going to sheep onto anything or make anything up, so. Yeah.
You don't have any...
let me help you out. What do you think of the late votes on TEG?
He was one of the late votes.
I know. LT, seriously?
No, you're asking.
I want to talk just for
Well, he can fucking explain himself.
No, you're asking dumb questions.
No, why can't he fucking explain himself?
Just ask him why you voted.
Ask questions at least for.
I can't tell.
You're asking loaded.
I think he's scummy as hell, so I kind of want to hear why he did it.
I'm guessing my mic is not any louder.
All right, Tony.
Tony, you're
Okay,
fine.
sorry. Like I was told it wasn't that loud. So real quick before we formal, my town circle night 1 was Jan and LT. I added then Matt. Now I would add Justice, Gurgluk, and probably Phoenix.
Why
My top Gurgluk, I didn't like him that much before everyone else until his reason with like Zen and just stuff he presented today seemed just really good in my opinion. And my top 2 Mafia right now would be Zen and Noah. Noah did a thing earlier night 1 with Manasi, and it kind of seemed like he was trying to get credit from her because she seemed kind of talented.
Night 1?
Yeah, day one. Sorry, yeah, day 1.
No, they means.
All right. The kill today is Noah, I think.
No, that's not
Noah.
But I'd like to give my read.
Really quickly.
I haven't talked today, Justice. You have my reads now. Okay. So Gurglek was on my town list yesterday. He has moved up to like my top town because I have agreed with all of his reads that he gave, except the one on Phoenix, who I think is actually leaning Mafia. I did not like Phoenix.
What about on you?
Gurg, that's a loaded question.
Well, your read on me was originally like, you don't like my body language reads, but I've given those, just not very often. So I didn't really care for that read, but just kind of ignored it.
No,
So
speak to me in a way that will make me change my view on life.
your view on life. Get a job. You know, just
Make me think your town.
There you go. You gotta give me the right question, man. Okay, so I'll just keep giving my reads because I think that they're good and that will make you like read me as town. So Manasi has moved from my town list as kind of a gray area leading Mafia because ever since the reaction, she hasn't really done anything to make me read her town. And that reaction could have actually been done as Mafia because I was just thinking about that. And I did not like Krusk. He just kind of like sat there and like crumbled and he didn't really like do anything. Empty Vials, I still have a town read on. Tony, I have a town read on. I have a question for Justice, actually, though. At the end of Vials formal, you said that that was a good formal, and then you vote. Can you explain what you did then?
Is that not self-explanatory?
You said it was a good formal, and then you vote. I don't understand.
Like me saying this is a good formal, I vote on that. I'm sorry if you misinterpret it. Me saying that he gave a good defense, I thought it was a good formal to vote on.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Okay. That makes more sense. Normally when I hear good formal...
I'm sorry.
John, who do you think is Mafia?
I'll be more specific for you.
Who do you think is Mafia? Just pick one. I don't care.
You want my which one? Well, whatever. It's tricky because we don't know text alignment and there's a pretty split vote. So there's a decent chance it's between Zencrust, Noah, Cap, if tech is town.
I think, Jan, you need to put Zen, Krusk, Manasi. I think that's much better.
Yeah, Manasi is also quite scummy. And I believe tech is tech to be town. So those are people that I really want to look at. In the odd case that tech actually is Mafia, then people like Phoenix and Matt look kind of scummy from that perspective because then town vote.
Wouldn't Nine Gods be in that world if tech was Mafia?
Nine Gods for me is just looking pretty towny, so it doesn't matter. Like he looks towny to me.
You are not confirmed, Cub. Stop acting like you are.
Gurgluk, him acting like he is confirmed.
That's all I gotta do.
So acting like he is confirmed is a town read. I still think the kill should be Noah today.
I feel like
those reads are really easy. You just do the opposite of them, and then you're gonna hit Mafia.
I just want to say that I think Uncle Tony is really, really towny, just because both times that he's spoken, he's talked without being pinged out, and I think that's really great. I've never seen him play a game before. He might have played multiple times, but like that's like confidence that I don't see very often, and I thought that was really good, and I thought his rates were good.
You got pinged out the A1.
Yeah, I just want to say really quickly, my top town are Justice, Jan, Vials, LT, Tony. I like Tony a lot, and I like Nine Gods a lot.
Little Temp,
and those people we should not be lynching.
Real quick, Little Temp, I think Zen's probably Mafia because the way he kind of came out and gave all of his reads, I think he's playing with perfect information in the sense that he had no Mafia reads, and I feel like playing with perfect information, you're looking for town because you don't really know how to look for the Mafia because you already know who they are.
I know, I just really want to go on Noah. We can hear from both of them in formals, to be honest. I formal Noah.
I formal Zen.
I second Zen.
You guys blow.
No one got seconded first.
I second Noah instant.
I don't even care.
Okay. Noah, I think you on day one you had a bad reaction when I brought up how a Benny kill happened or something like that. I can't remember the exact verbatim of what I brought up about a Benny kill. You had a bad reaction towards that. And then I thought that you were either cop or mafia day one. So, yeah. I think
You might still be the cop.
no, I think he's mafia. You're muted, Noah, by the way. Just give his whole.
My bad. Okay, so someone said something about the Benny kill, and then someone else said that it was probably newer players, and then someone else made like a smart comment saying that 90% of the people here are new.
That's not the reaction I'm talking about, though.
That was the only action about the Benny kill, wasn't it?
No.
I don't remember any other like even.
I brought one up like as soon as I faked.
So did I.
Hypnode. I was like, I think that the kill on Benny leads to be at least like one stronger, possibly like oldish player, not wanting killing the like one of the most aggressive players in DM, aka Benny, and then.
I think that's more
I think
indicative of
Connor
the
was
player.
mafia with a team like you, Zen, because Benny always just goes fucking ham on like lurkers. So that's what I think the team is.
Okay, well you're wrong. I actually don't think Connor is mafia. I think that was a bad shot. That might just because we had similar reads, or it might be because I'm on the wrong side of town or something. But anyway, so I still don't know what reaction you're talking about. I don't even remember you talking about Benny being this aggressive player. So I'm just going to ignore that accusation completely and talk about who I think should be the lynch today. I think that it should definitely be Krusk or Zen. Neither of them gave strong reads or talked like they were confident. So I don't think either of them are town-sided. So they should definitely be the lynches today. Krusk, after he gave some town reads, like someone asked him for information and he was just like, oh wait, no, that was Phoenix. Phoenix also was very, very scummy in my opinion. I thought so yesterday and I still think so today. I think that at this point in the game, he should have some reads that were not mentioned already. So I find that scummy. Yes, Cub.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you. What do you think of people calling Manasi scum?
I'm not sure on Manasi. At first, I thought her reaction to Krusk was towny, and then from this point on, I haven't gotten a single town vibe from her. So I'm just not sure where she's at. So I think the people calling her scum have good reason to. Phoenix, do you have your hand up, or you just saluting to me?
Yeah, I was. Yes, I had my hand up. I was gonna ask you. So you said that I was your top lynch yesterday, and I was wondering why that was.
Okay, out of all the newer players that I heard talk that day, you sounded the least confident, and all of your reads, except like one, were sheeped. So I didn't like your when you talked, so I thought you were the best lynch yesterday. That's why, and I think you're probably like the third best today.
No, can you talk about your mafia reads and explain your mafia read on Zen and Krusk, please?
On Zen didn't give any reads that were good. Like I said, like all of his reads were sheeped, and then when you asked Mafia, he didn't have any, and like someone said, he should have some by this point.
Who else town read Krusk? And I have a reason for it. I can give it if anyone wants it. Like, you know.
It's Noah's formal.
Can you explain?
Yeah, I'm just asking.
Noah, can you explain your top mafia read on Krusk now?
Pretty much the same reason. After he gave his reads, he like kind of shut down. Even like at the end of his reads, he shut down and like stopped giving them and was like trying to like scramble for information, like as if he was trying to like save him from being formal that day.
Still think you're mafia.
I still know you're wrong, but
Why did you vote on me?
Little town.
I voted on you because it was less formal of the day, and I wasn't sure if you were mafia or town. So
Now, can you please?
You think
defend
this is a
yourself
better
before you
form?
get here? Like you've said a lot about what other people could be, but can you like kind of give us a reason why not to lynch you?
because I'm down. That's the only reason that matters. I'm giving you mafia reads, and that's all you need to win this game. All you
Yeah,
need is the mafia. You don't need to know who all the town are.
Little
I don't
town.
know if I agree with
You
that.
think this is a better formal than if we were to put one on Zen or
All right,
Phoenix?
time in the formal is
I think you
over.
vote
Push
the way you wanna
Oris
vote.
in
I push to vote.
10 seconds, Noah.
Okay, I'm down this game. Don't vote on me. The lynch today should be between Zen and Krusk.
All right, if you would like to vote on Noah, please vote in 3, 2, 1, vote. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 is
Sitting.
enough. Noah, you are dead. Go to sleep. Send me your night actions.
Favorite Disney movie is The Avengers.
Then
Go
beat
away,
it.
Sorry, I didn't hear anything.
Me either.
13. We are 14.
No, I didn't.
Waiting on Cub Cub.
Alright, today will be a 20-minute day during the night. Justice, you die. Day begins.
Well, there goes one of my scummier reads.
So that could be Milo, or I think
That
that was
was-
Milo, or does that mean we reduced KP? What do you guys think?
It's most likely we'll reduce KP.
Do you think there was a save, or do you think it's a double stack? Do you think they're trying to
I
not?
think there was.
Well, we would have had to hit on both people.
I don't think there was a save.
Connor
Do you?
and Noah.
I mean,
don't really
there's,
think both Connor and Noah were Mafia.
Matt.
all right. We have to
Matt.
consider a few things. Let's
Nine
hold on.
gods. Total. Matt, I want to know why you voted on Noah, please.
Just his reads didn't seem all that there, and I mean the way that he was talking, it didn't seem all that confident. Again, like I don't know most of you. Again, this is my first game with any of you, honestly. It's just he didn't seem confident in what he was saying, and on top of it, I mean, honestly, I saw it seemed more to me like a bandwagon kind of vote, and everyone was talking earlier about how we had to at least get one lynch. Again, I know we could have lynched anyone else after that, but I mean, everyone seemed confident in that lynch, so I just went with it.
Where the fuck is Gurgluck?
He's right here.
Oh, he's
Oh.
To my right.
We
Maybe he's
found
up
him.
there.
He's right next to me on my camera.
Yeah, on mine as well.
Good,
You're
good.
so dumb.
It's fine.
It took
LT.
me a while to find him.
Cup, can you explain, like, when LT tried to formula Noah yesterday, you instantly tried to formula Zen, but you still...
Because I still think Zen would have been a better format.
voted on Noah, which is
Yeah.
interesting. So
I can explain myself if you want. It's no
yeah,
problem.
that's what I'm asking.
Okay, cool. So, Noah wasn't town for me. I thought he was super nervous, especially like during his formal. Like he kept rocking in his chair like this, and I thought that was really strange. I thought it was really nervous. He also did it when he was giving his reads earlier. I tried to formal Zen because honestly, everyone was just throwing formals out, and I thought, and I still think Zen was the best formal of the day. Like I mentioned earlier, I think the people we really need to be looking at, and I'm really going to stress this, are Zen and Manasi. I don't think it's a coincidence that they both voted late like that. I think it's really, I honestly don't like when they've spoken. I think their reads have been like semi-sheepy. Like, yeah, those are my strongest scum reads.
Who do you read as Strong Town right now?
Strong Town, I mean, since fucking beginning of day one, I think LT is town. I think Jan is town. I pushed a lot on MT Vials, but his reactions were towny. I didn't actually vote on him when I pushed it to vote. So yeah, he's pretty town to me. Justice was town for me. I'm actually pretty unsure on Nine Gods. He's trying to like catch my attention or something. But yeah, I'm just unsure. I don't think I've ever played with him.
Okay.
We've played with each
Someone
other.
else I think we could be looking at is someone between Uncle Tony and Krusk. I think
Wait,
those
why
are
Uncle
two
Tony?
really because honestly of the like really new players, you know, Uncle Tony, Matt Forgot, and Phoenix, the one I'm most uncertain of is Uncle Tony. Oh yeah, I think Gurgluck is town as well.
I want to talk to Jan.
It's just standard bad town Gurgluck, but he's town.
Could I just take like,
Yo, for what it's worth, Cub, you're actually starting to move into my town circle. Like, well, no, just
oh shit! Don't say that. Keep calling me Mafia, Gurgluck.
no, but based off of what you said at the start of your spiel, that made me want to read you a lot townier than you have been. Actually, Phoenix fell off yesterday when LT asked him to offer some reads that were his own and weren't just somebody else's. He was like, and I kind of felt he crumbled there. So that's.
Did anyone take a picture of the vote yesterday? Because I fucking didn't.
I didn't.
The only people that didn't vote
I
were
thought
like me,
like,
you,
I was
and
like, what the hell?
what's his name?
Justice.
I think that's really towny though. Like for a new player to be overwhelmed.
Talking about that tag, why didn't you vote?
I thought that Zen would have been a way better kill, and so I
Or
kind of
Crust.
wanted to see what the vote was. I'm kind of it's kind of weird actually that so many people voted on him. It kind of makes me think that was a miss because LT is clearly town, and Justice is clearly town, and I know I'm town, so that makes me really think it was a miss.
Well,
So
no one's.
I'm proud of myself for not having voted on that
Yo,
in
high five,
retrospect.
Ken.
I
High
want to
five.
point out right now that if there are 4 Mafia alive, we do have 1 Miss Lunch.
4.
Just so you know. But the one thing I cannot
2.
get through my head is why would they double stack if there are 4 Mafia? I think they split KP, but I don't understand why.
I think the world we're in
I don't
is
understand why they didn't split the KP on Jan or I, but
Yeah, it's
killing
either
Justice was
that
fine
or
because
just
he
two
was clearly
unconfirmed.
getting town red. It was
Like
just
LT,
weird.
you and me
Oh,
always get
no,
one
that's
of
not
us
good.
always get saved. So they either split between us to get at least one, or they will just go on within the
That's what I'm
complete.
thinking.
Yeah.
try to
But
get the medic or
I think that I was the one that got the KP put on me, to be honest. Because I was the one talking with town more than you. But I just don't understand because everyone's reads are pretty much aligning with each other's reads. Like everyone's reads are remotely in the same like Venn diagram of like their scum town reads and all that. So
Well, I mean, it's mainly around like you and Jan, right?
I'll
everyone's
see.
like,
So
oh, you and
what do
Jan.
you think
Either
about
Wall Right or
Like
something else.
like the majority of town, the majority of people are scum reading Zen. The majority of people were like pushing on Noah yesterday. The majority of people are just doing the same shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
there's a lot of shit in for sure.
So one thing I want to say here before we like start hitting hard on Zen though is Krusk actually yesterday whenever we had and we were talking to him, the only 2 people that he said that he felt were town were LT and Jan. And it was kind of like you can't give any other reads besides the 2 people that we think are pretty much confirmed here.
And
no confirmed.
like one of the reasons I shot Connor was because he hijacked 2 formals. Because fuck him at the end of day 1. So I thought that was.
I think it was a good shot, honestly.
And I think he was too aggro to be a role, like medic or anything. So.
Do you have another shot, by the way? I don't remember.
No, Vigi only gets
you only get one shot.
Vigi
Okay,
only gets one shot.
You're safe.
You're basically Eminem. But there's another world where we actually did reduce KP and they killed Justice trying to kill the medic to guarantee that there was a kill today, you know?
Yeah.
Most likely the medic was saving Jan or I, and if they had 1 KP, they weren't gonna risk it, I think.
Why are you so sure that it was Jean and you?
Because we're confirmed.
Because they're the 2 confirmed towns.
Yeah.
I don't
I'm
understand
just
why
going by,
Jean is. Why is Jean confirmed town? Explain this.
Because
He was green checked by the
cops.
The guy that
Like,
died in the night due to a
You
double.
know, the guy that died after claiming cop.
had a green
that
check.
he
Yeah,
was
but
green checked.
I didn't hear Ben ever.
He's
Yes.
Is it the very end?
At the very end,
Yeah.
I asked him to say what check his was.
Okay, I just wanted to get that.
It's alright. It's alright.
So what I want to know then you said several times yesterday you can give us a reason why Krusk is your read on Krusk. Can you give it now?
Yes, it's a meta read, and now I'm sort of reconsidering because I'm not really sure anymore. Because I'm not seeing, like, I'm not getting any Mafia vibes really.
From
And
anyone.
That's the problem. Do what?
From anyone?
I mean, either the Mafia are lurkers or or they're within the people projecting town.
Could you explain your vote on TEG day 1, please?
Well, wasn't that guaranteed?
Wait, could I ask something real quick,
Yes,
Zen?
but just explain it. Like, it doesn't matter if it was guaranteed.
Hold
If
on,
I think
Tony.
town recommended-
Well, I didn't find his defense that convincing, so I just went ahead and voted. I mean, I didn't have.
Why? Like, what about it didn't she find convincing?
I mean,
Noah's defense?
No, my
No,
defense.
Oh,
I
yeah.
asked about his vote on day 1.
well, it's
Are we
not that
speedrunning
it was
this?
convincing. It's just that I was sort of neutral on it. If that makes any sense.
Can you give updated?
Well, okay, so
So I just went ahead and voted. Like I wasn't getting any sort of like huge.
That
soundbite
explanation
from
is
what
fine.
Mafia is like.
That explanation is fine. Can you give any updated reads today? Like what you think, where we're at in the game, if we hit or miss on Noah, etc.
Who's your top town? Who's your top scum, etc.
Fuck town. I'd rather him find Mafia.
Well,
by
not
the way,
say
if
two
you
people.
Well,
by
Noah
town,
sort of
never
was.
mention LT or me. It's useless.
Yeah, it's useless to mention us.
Well,
That's
if
fine.
it's as obvious as it being Noah, he hard aligned with Manasi, pretty much, and then.
I think Noah being ahead
by
is
not.
obvious.
You what?
Can you ask how he aligned, or explain how he aligned with Manasi?
Well, by not giving any definitive read on her, really.
Not a hard line, dude.
Yeah. I worded that wrong.
Mhm.
And then other people that have like possibly, if we're pursuing that world, then it could be Matt and maybe. Well, I haven't really heard Matt. I'm not sure if he said anything day one while I was gone.
He did.
Okay. And then another possibility is Phoenix along with that, even though he's sort of out of the group, but yeah. Okay, Tony.
Do you think Connor
Uh,
was
yeah,
a hit?
Tony,
Do you
what's
think
up?
Connor was a hit or a miss?
Oh, like if we're gonna form them, we can hear like.
Yeah, exactly. Like
Tony-
I want
Tony
to talk to
said
someone
it's
else because we're gonna form them at the end of the
It depends. We can come back.
We can come back and kill him later. I want to hear from other people.
I can.
Yeah,
Tony,
Tony.
can I just wait for the question for the formal one, or should I just ask him?
Yeah, just wait.
Ask. Just ask.
You want me to
Wait
just,
for the
okay.
formal. Wait for the formal ones, then. Wait for the formal. Tony, where are you at? What do you think about the lynch yesterday on Noah, and what do you think about my shot on Connor?
I thought your shot on Connor was good. I kind of immediately knew it was you before you claimed because you were talking about how much you hated him the day anyway. So, but right now, what I was going to ask the question, I guess I can bring it up now because it's kind of what my Mafia scum are right now is Zen was about to like hard defend Krusk last day in Noah's formal, and now he goes and talks about like, I don't know about Krusk, I don't know if he's town or Mafia.
Yeah,
And now,
it was a meta read. Maybe I'm not sure if he's just improved his game or if he is just town. I mean,
yeah, so I didn't know if that was you trying to like put kind of town points on Krusk while Noah was trying to also put Mafia points on Krusk to try and balance things out. So I would say the two Mafia right now are probably you and Krusk, in my opinion, and then I would go to Manasi because in day 2, I thought it was really weird. The only town read she gave was me, and it was like really, she was like, I just think the biggest town was Uncle Tony, and I just thought it was like really out of place. Even though I called her town, I thought it was like, why would you say that? Like it doesn't really mean much to me. And so I just kind of was thinking about that, and it just doesn't have like that much relevance to me and like why it would be said. So yeah. There, like, questions?
Do you think we hit on Noah?
Oh, Tony, are you still unsure of me being town? You did not name me town. On
Hold
your
on.
first
Let me answer the first question.
Yeah, okay. I want to say we hit, and I want to say that it wasn't, like, I want to think they tried to hit Justice as the medic, and I don't want to say that they split KP and then, like, he somehow saved you or Jan. So I want to say we hit, but the vote is kind of iffy. So, like,
I think this guy's done.
and to your question, Gods, I would say you're town. Like, I'm kind of reading you town now, but I don't want to say why right now. If, like, I just don't. Manasi?
Oh, this wasn't really a question. This was like after you're done. Like, can I?
Oh, yeah. Okay, go.
Oh, okay. So right now, my town circle. One thing I'm really confused about is why everyone is scum reading Krusk. I don't think there's any reason to scum read him, but I also don't think there's any reason to town read him right now. So he's kind of in that like weird middle ground. One second, give me a second. My other town, obviously, like LT Jan. Tony is still. I get that he thought that was weird. Like it was like, oh, my top town is Tony, but it was more because like I think it's his first game, and like the fact that he's talking so much is like something that I don't see very often in any new players. TG I think is town. Gods I think is town. Right now my scum reads obviously Zen and Phoenix is leaning scum. My more gray area reads are Cub and Matt. I don't know where to place them. I think Cub might be leaning Town a little bit, but he also goes back and forth with everything he says. And Matt, he's like more so leaning Mafia than leaning Town. So
Can you explain why you voted on TEG day one?
that was, I mean,
I swear,
everyone
if you
says like that was
guaranteed.
that was where I was going with that.
Did you like his formal defense, or did you not like his formal defense? That's what I wanted.
I didn't really think his formal defense was that good, but it could possibly be projecting a little more Town than I assumed in the very beginning. But I'm still kind of siding with my vote on him at that point. But like now that my like read on him has changed from more scummy to more Town,
Why did your read change? What changed about your read?
I think he's trying to solve the game a lot more. I think that the way he's being a little more vocal, it's really sitting with me better, as opposed to just like an iffy formal defense during his formal.
All right.
All right.
That's one of the better explanations about on voting on TEG.
She's leaving a little more time for me. Honestly, I kind of want to hear Kruskin because I think today is Kruskin's end.
All right. Yeah, I figured I was going to get formal today, so I didn't bother to chime up earlier. But my top Mafia reads right now are Zen, Manazi, and Matt. My top Town is, of course, Yawn, LT, blah, blah, blah. I like Empty Vials, and I like Uncle Tony a lot. Empty Vials has been piping up, and he's been pushing on me a good bit. He's played with me a couple times. Uncle Tony hasn't played with me at all. He's pushing on me.
So your top 2 Town outside of the confirmed are Tony.
Are 2 people that are pushing on you.
Are pushing on me. And I get that because I know Viles has played with me and I understand why he's pushing on me. That's fine. I haven't played with Gurgluck. I don't know why he's, but
why am I
pushing on me? I see your reasoning, but I really haven't done that much other than I really just don't like to talk over people, and I need to work on that.
Think
But still,
that not doing something is a good reason to push on you?
Yo, Krusk, just imagine us being your kids yelling at each other, and you need to calm down.
Oh, you don't want that.
No. You want us to calm down, take a time out, and think about the game. That's how you want to project Town from like in future games, dude.
Right.
Because that would be awesome.
Right now, my top 2 Mafia are Zed and Manazi, and that's only because they're the only 2 pushing me Town, and I think they're really pushing for me to be a miss-lynch. Zen, when we formaled him, and we told him it was mainly because he didn't talk at all the first 2 days, he didn't even defend himself. He just went right into Town reads.
He wasn't.
We just lost Tony, I think.
No, he just
Not
turned up
even
his
ever
camera.
formal? I don't think I was ever formal, was I?
He was never formal.
Well, whenever we asked him to defend himself, he didn't even defend himself. Even before or after his reads, he never once defended why he would. And then
everyone was too busy calling me Mafia and scum.
And then he just starts pushing on me being Town. And then Noah gets formal, and he pushes hard on both me and Zen for lurking. And he doesn't mention anyone else, and that was his only reason to confirm us Mafia is just because we haven't said anything. But then Manazi comes out the next day after seeing Noah pushing on me as scum real hard, and then Zen confirming that I was, or pushing for me being Town, and then she's like, oh, well, Krusk is Town also. And that really looks, even though they're calling me Town, they both look really scummy in my eyes.
I actually said that you were leaning. You're like in that
Okay.
now, so that's just a little clarification there.
I just before the day ends and we form someone LT. There's a chance to die tonight, and I really hate losing you. You know that, but give me a legacy.
Oh my god, I really hate this.
Yeah, me too. It's just we have to do it right now.
Like,
We need your
so
legacy.
I pinged out Zen day one, on a way to get a read from him, but since his mic wasn't working, I couldn't get an accurate read. So my read on him is really iffy today, but I feel like since I did ping out on him day one, everyone has been harping on that and sheeping on that and everything. Like he hasn't changed at all. So like, I want to kill him because his reaction was bad, but that was because his mic was not working. But I think that if he is Town, Mafia are definitely in the people who harped on it day one. And I honestly can't remember who that is, but I will leave a Town legacy with you. I think Nine Gods and Tony are like 2 of my Town from this day. My Town day one were Viles, Matt, and Phoenix. Those could change out anytime. I think that 2 of the scummier peoples are Matt and Phoenix, with Jin on the side. Because Matt, every time he has spoken, he has brought up, I have never played with you before. I think that if you're Mafia and you're new to the group, you would always say that because you want sympathy from the group. I feel like if you're Town, you would say it at least once, and that's it. I think you would get over it by then. And Phoenix, he shut down after I asked him about uniqueness of the game. I still think Viles is Town, and I don't know why people are not liking Krusk. I liked him.
LT, what about me,
I
bro?
also like Manasi. Cub, I think he's Town.
All right.
It's tricky right now.
I think we formals in here. Jan?
Also,
we were
if
formals
I,
in. We
I
have
think. Also, I think TEG is Town. I formals in.
Yeah.
I second Zen.
All right, Zen. You are the largest question mark in the game. I think that you gave a poor reaction, body language wise, to my ping out day one, even without you speaking. I don't like how you literally have no Mafia reads. I hope that since we let you have like 9 minutes to think after I was talking to you early in the day, that you might have one, and hopefully you can explain why you're Town and why the other people are Mafia. Yeah.
Also, just so you know, there is this is the last time of the day. If you survive, there is a guaranteed after that. So, like, if you're doing well, you don't have to die at this point. But if you're doing bad, you will die.
Yeah.
It's no offense. It's easy as that.
You have the floor.
Go for it. Fight for your life.
Okay. Just so that we can actually get a lynch on a Mafia today, I'm medic.
Fuck! Fuck! if you're alive and you're medic, claim right now.
I'm counterclaiming medic. I'm doing it.
No. If you.
No.
Tag, if
Seriously.
you are
I'm just kidding.
Alright. Then you save me or
God damn it! That's why I was so
did you
fucking.
save me or Jan?
I just want to see what Zen's reaction would be.
Did you save me or Jan?
Wait,
Oh, yeah,
when?
Zen. Who did you save last night?
Jan.
Who did you save night 0 and
get
night 1?
fucked, LT.
I actually saved you night 1, or night 0 OT.
Who did you save night 1? Night 1.
I saved Ben.
Alright. See, this is like the reason, like, your reaction, just because the mic, like, oh my god. Like, I knew it. I like, oh.
We done fucking.
There's a hard
So, can you.
Okay, LT, we can change it.
There's a hard claim.
Yeah. Look, we can use the time in his formal, though.
Yes.
This is a hard claim.
It's your formal, right, LT?
Yeah,
Yes.
we can use
Okay.
this time to talk. Alright, Zen, do you remember who started harping on my push on you day 1?
Wait. Before you continue, wait, Zen, so that's hard claimed? You're not going back on it? I'm counterclaiming. I'm counterclaiming.
Oh,
I'm actually
it's a desperate claim.
No, I'm actually counterclaiming.
Wait, what do you mean
I've been
desperate
waiting this
claim?
whole time. There was a very split vote on me, and you were one of the people.
Okay, TG, please don't.
No, I am. I'm counterclaiming.
Okay, what are your saves, TG?
Night 0, Jan. Night 1, LT. Night 2, Jan. I'm pretty sure that they tried to kill LT day 1. And
Okay, I'm actually Vanilla Town, and I was just claiming because I don't want to get mislynched, and I want to lynch
I never do that. Zen's Town for
I
that.
know. Well, if you're
it
claiming and doing that, then like you deserve to get lynched anyway.
He always does it as Town, but that's
So now-
so dumb.
now
Never
I'm
do
gonna
that,
get
Zen.
lynched. Great.
Never do that in a formal. Like, you can joke around during the day with that, but don't do it in a formal.
Well, I don't have
So,
any.
so I'm confused here. LT, you're saying that he's Town because he would do that if he were Town.
He was most likely Town.
Yeah.
Because he always does it when he's Town. But that's really dumb. Don't do that in a formal.
That's scummy as fucking shit.
You're talking about that? That's the scummiest shit ever. You really think he's Town?
Yeah, I don't think he's Town. That's the scummiest shit ever.
Are you really?
Like, we can kill him, but I still think he's Town.
Yeah.
No, there's no way.
Jan, what do you think?
I really am Town.
I think he's Mafia.
Tag, I was not
I think
dying.
Town has to decide.
Most likely.
Like
Ben.
you wouldn't hard claim.
I'm asking you, you're my Town, bro.
We're killing Zen
Doesn't matter
anyways,
what
but yeah.
You're not sheeping my weed, Cap.
Not shipping your read.
No. That's
Zen, if you are Town, never do that again.
I'm saying he's Mafia. I'm asking you what you think.
It's all that fluffy wool cup.
I mean, I have to counterclaim there if he's claiming hard.
Yeah,
like,
it's okay. Tag.
Why don't you just let me die in the night, please?
Yeah, if he's Vanilla Town, it was really shitty of him to do tag, but you did the right thing.
I have to do it.
Yeah.
It happened in All Stars. It happens all the
Mafia,
time.
and we kill him. We reduce KP. That's a decent chance, at least, if that happens. Otherwise, he wouldn't claim like that.
He could just be
to
Mafia.
get another day.
Yeah, that's so
Jan,
if
Jan
he's
does make
claiming,
a good
like,
point.
F
He
that,
could just be Mafia,
that's so
guys.
stupid.
Well, no, Jan made a good point that he could be claiming to try and preserve KP here.
Yeah, that's what you normally do as Mafia when you claim medic at
Yeah,
a point like
yeah,
that. Otherwise,
of
you
course.
if it doesn't reduce KP, you wouldn't claim. But it's still.
I mean,
I'm
even
not-
as a new player, you could still claim anyways.
I'm really unsure.
We're killing him anyways.
What was that, Krusk?
Yeah.
For
I was
future
just
reference.
asking LT if there was any way that he could be wrong about Zen being town and still doing this.
No, he's probably town, but we're still killing him.
I am town, but yeah, good game.
Yeah, it's supposed to be town. Like this, you have to decide.
Like we're
if you're
killing him
town.
because of the question mark factor.
Yeah,
but
like,
he's probably town.
Everyone has to.
That's what I'm gonna leave it.
Everyone has to decide by their own gut, and the formula is over by now.
All right, yeah, I pushed the vote slip.
10 seconds.
If you, yeah.
Zen, 10 seconds.
Yeah, you're voting.
Alright, if you would like to vote on Zen, please vote in 3, 2, 1, vote. Zen, you are dead. Go to sleep. Send me your night actions. Alright. I think that is everyone. Today will be a 17-minute day during the night. Teg, you die. Jan, you die. Day begins.
Surprising.
Well, there's at least 3 alive.
Yep, that's confirmed. I actually thought LT was gonna die that over John because LT was doing more talking, but
Yeah, I thought the same
No,
thing.
they
I thought the
knew
same thing.
TEG was probably saving me. That's fine.
do you guys think that Zen was a hit? I know LT does not think that, but
No, with the KP,
Well,
I don't think
then
Zen
we
was
would
a
have had to have missed on Noah and Connor.
Right.
And
No, Zen was town, guys.
Yeah, I'm pretty
yeah,
sure.
I think he was down, but I think his defense was really crap. But
It was crap,
I
and what he did was really crap as well. But whatever.
like I didn't want to take the chance of like
Let's just move on and try and figure out who's Mafia. Who are the 3 Mafia left here?
My top Mafia right now are Menazi,
Monazi, guys. Monazi.
Menazi, Matt, and Phoenix.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I was thinking about some Menage a Trois.
I have Phoenix and Matt in my scum circle as well. I still have Krusk in the middle ground, but he's leaning more scum, and I have Cub still in the middle because I just don't understand. But what he said in the very beginning, where he was like, "Let's find the Mafia, guys," like I guess that would make him lean a little more towards town, but I don't think that's enough to kind of push him in my solid town circle. But right now, I am agreeing with Krusk that Phoenix and Matt are in that.
So who's your definitely not lynches today that aren't LT?
9 Gods and Empty Vials are my non.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm actually not sure on Empty Vials personally. Phoenix, I think you need to talk more today, dude. Matt for sure, and please do not say sorry, I'm a new player or whatever you've been saying sorry about. I can understand the first time, like LT said yesterday, but please do not say it again. It is not helpful for town if you are town, and I'm sorry if I'm being rude, but I just need to know where you are. I am town this game. I will tell you I'm vanilla town. Because obviously we've lost some PRs here. The only other PR in the game that is town is LT. Gurgluk, I'm leaning.
Where am I?
I think Tony's obviously town. If he's Mafia, God, he's playing a great game. Manazi.
You say leaning town on me?
Yeah.
Yo, LT, are you swagging?
I think Cub's. All right.
Are you fucking swagging, LT?
Shut the fuck up. All right, Cub. I thought you were like Mafia first 2 days, but then yesterday, like the day, I thought you were more town, even though I didn't like you the entire game. Like you've been trying to figure out the game, but I think you haven't been that helpful. But I think you're town. I'm just gonna stick to it. I think we need to hear more from Monazi today, Matt, Empty Vials, maybe a little more for Crust. I think he's town, but he's kind of scummy at the same time. He kind of like sways back and forth. Yeah, that's where I am.
I think that's literally just Krusk's dynamic there.
No one has the possibility that LT's swagging on us.
Well, I mean, he could be because like maybe Vigi died.
Because of the cop claim, there's the chance that they.
Yo, Ben didn't, or TG
Yeah,
didn't
like-
save Ben, bro.
I mean,
Yeah, like
LT's
that would-
claims honestly have been kind of crap this game. No offense, dude. But
Yeah, like I mean,
think
Pig even said he didn't save Ben, so there is that chance. But it's so
swagging.
unlikely, Cub that like I'm not even gonna want to look at it.
I mean, if
I think LT's just trolling, but that would be such a swaggy play.
like if LT gets to final 3, I think you kill him 100%. But that's just my opinion.
Who,
I
LT?
think he's playing a
Yeah.
good.
If I get to final 3, you have to kill me no matter what, guys.
Fuck you, LT. Fuck you. That's so sad.
Like if like let's be real here. Like if like for some reason Vigi
Like I had a night 0 read
you're
on
an
error that
experience-
he was Vigi. I had a night 0
Wait,
error read.
I don't understand the logic behind that because if Teg says that he saved Ben,
Oh, he did not save Ben.
He did not say that. Zen said he saved. Zen, as fake medic, had better saves than Tag as the real one.
That's so bad.
okay. All right. So who did Teg say specifically that he saved?
He went, I think it was Jan LT Jan.
Yeah, he went Yon LT.
Which is also weird because why would you save anyone over Benny in the setup?
Okay.
Maybe he doesn't like Benny, dude. I mean, Benny's kind of aggressive. Not to hate on him, but he
Yeah,
kind
a
of
lot of
he
people
kind of
think
puts
he
you
did
down if you're new. Like you got to put some perspective into this.
So Cub, who do you want to kill today?
I want to kill Matt.
Matt, who do you want to kill today?
Today, honestly, I'm feeling Krusk just because he hasn't really been speaking much.
Krusk, who do you want to kill today?
This makes me like Krusk more that Matt's calling him Mafia.
I think Manazi is.
I know, right?
Is the lynch today?
Why?
Does anyone else?
I think Manasi's. Here's the thing: if Manasi is Mafia, like in every single world, I see her with LT.
That's bad for town.
Okay, but just a second here. Whenever we started this day, Cub, you were on the board that Zen was town, right?
I'm pretty sure he was town. Yeah.
Okay,
Just
but at the
really,
end of the day,
really,
it seemed
really
like
bad town.
yeah, but at the end of the day, you were saying it's very possible he's just Mafia, straight up.
Yeah, but when the KP is shown, then you can tell he's not.
Okay, because of the okay, I got you.
You have to remember he hadn't given his fake
So
medic.
I think that there are 4
Right.
Mafia alive.
Also,
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Now.
But
Who are the 4 that?
Who are your
Sydney
4, dude?
Actually-
All right, claim your 4, dude.
Actually, no, there are 3. There's no fuck.
Can you
If
please
there
not
are
troll
4,
if you
if there
Vigi,
are
dude?
okay, no,
If there are 4, I think we lost.
Listen to me.
Your
If there are
town player
4,
sucks
no,
the
listen,
game.
guys. Listen. If there are 4, Cub cannot be Mafia because he would have double stacked there, gotten a miss lunch, and won anyways.
Okay.
He would not have split the KP. So that way I think there are 3, and it could still possibly be Cub.
I'm flattered, LT. I'm so fucking flattered, bro.
Mainly because most of his day has been LT, are you swagging on swagging?
Yo, how am I not gonna say that after what you said?
Even if I'm just trolling with it, I think that he is hyping on it, trying to just get down to
Alright.
talk more and all that. I think 9 Gods and Vials are still town. I think that the lynch today probably would be like Matt or Phoenix though. Or actually Tony. When the day came into the or when we came into the day and we were talking about Zen, Tony had like a little smirk on his face.
Okay.
Well,
wait,
I
can
just
I
I think Matt and
point,
Tony are fine.
at this
He's
point,
also a good
at
one.
this point, I really want to hear between Phoenix and Matt because I think that's going to be our lynches today.
Did I defend myself? real quick?
And I want to spend some time on that.
How many lynches do we get today?
1.
We get 1.
If you have less than 16, you get 1.
LT, you have to realize that a lot of the people talking
Can I
now
point something out for you guys?
are probably Mafia.
And both of when Manazi has spoken up, by the way, she's
Yo,
quoted that Tony has been speaking up, but Tony's been pinged out quite a few times. Tony's been kind of silent, and he's until like someone's like, "Hey, Tony, what do you think is going on?" So I think that's actually a little bit fishy because I've been thinking about that. Like Tony has not been playing. Like he's like kind of obvious to me that he's town, but like he's not been speaking up. You can't like you kind of like making stuff up. I kind of feel about people, but I'm not sure. Like what's your reason?
All right, no, okay. I don't speak. Okay, well now that I'm gonna get like, if I'm gonna get formal over it, I haven't like speaking up over people because that's just not like how I do it. But apparently, like I'm gonna have to learn to do that. Yeah, exactly.
You gotta
So
be
I'm-
rude in Mafia.
Exactly. And now, like now that I'm gonna have to do that, why I was smirking when Zen because before I was like so hard on Crust for being Mafia, and then also Zen. When Zen died, and I was like looking at the votes, only LT and Jan didn't vote. He had to have been town because it's like confirmed. It's like why would so many vote there? And so I was like, oh, Zen had a decent read on Krusk, and then like I called him out for it. So my read was probably wrong on that. So Krusk is probably town if he and LT called Krusk town. So that's why I smirked, because I was like, oh, Zen was actually right. And like I called him
Do
out
you
for a
think he
read.
deserved to live after fate claiming his medic?
I voted no, I didn't, because I thought it was too chancy. But looking after that, like it's almost a guaranteed mismatch.
Yeah, all right, I agree with you. I still think you're town, but I think Benazi's been trying to pocket you, to be honest.
Yeah,
Right.
like I wanna lynch Manazi or
Hold
Matt
on,
today.
hold on. Shh. Pause. Let me speak to that for a second.
A lot of people are shipping your LT.
What? No. Okay. So the only reason that I thought that Tony was kind of super towny day one, and most of my reads on Tony have been going off that day one initial. Like he kept trying to interject. At least I heard him kept trying to interject, and I think that's grammatically correct. Heard him kept trying to interject, and that was kind of something that stood out, and that's the only reason I've been basing my read for most of the game off of that day one read, and that's the like kind of only way. And he gave some pretty good reads to my knowledge yesterday, but I didn't write any of them down. I think what he was saying was pretty good, but I like literally it was just all based off of day one, which is kind of bad. But that was kind of. I'm not trying to pocket anything.
I'm gonna play a fun game.
Okay.
So
That's
what I
pretty
am going
general.
to ask all of you is, you will give me your top 2 lynches today. No explanations, just the names, okay? Your top 2 lynches in order. I'll ask your name.
What if you don't have to?
If you don't have to, just say one, and then I'll go over you. But if you like, do not try and explain anything. Just say the names. Phoenix King, top 2.
I think Tony and Manasi.
All right, gods.
I want you to come back to me.
Manasi.
Phoenix and Matt.
Matt.
King and Manasi.
Gerg.
Matt and King.
Viles. I should have written these down.
Yeah, I'm trying to write these down. They're going pretty quick. I honestly, because of what, like, I think that Phoenix right now is going between Tony and Manasi because he's trying to just pepper it off on somebody. I definitely think Phoenix. Second,
No explanations. Just
well, sorry. Second, I really don't know at this point. I'd just say Matt at this point because he hasn't said anything.
all right, Chris.
Manazi and Matt.
Gerb. Gerb.
Oh, me? Phoenix across scale.
Right, Tone.
Manazi and then Matt.
All right, I'm going to give you an interesting one. I think it's definitely Phoenix, but I also think Cup.
Yeah. No. Listen, so
Viles, did you get all the names?
what I thought was really interesting is that between Matt Manasi and King, they just like kept voting on each other.
Matt could be.
I mean, it's
order.
basically like
Oh,
overwhelmingly Matt, and then kind of split between King and Manasi.
Right.
There were no names on Gurgluk, there were no names on Nine Gods, and I don't think there was a name on Viles nor Krusk. I
No,
can't be,
there was one.
No, I said Krusk.
Okay,
There was a Cub Krusk.
You said Krusk. All right.
Cub Krusk.
There was a Cub Krusk.
There's one on Krusk and one on Cub.
I think you should ask Phoenix why he wants to kill Tony.
Yeah, why do you want to kill Tone?
I think that like other than a few times when he's been asked to like give his reads, a lot of the time when his name has been brought up, it feels like a lot of people have spoken up and like tried to derail off of him for him, and I think that's really suspicious. And that like,
You don't think when he was asked to talk that it wasn't very towny? Do you really think it was scummy when he was talking or when he got to talk?
I think that the majority of people I've thought when they talk have been towny, and so like I think almost everyone in this game when they've been asked to talk has been pretty towny. So like.
All right, that's a fair point. I'm just very curious. Like,
Cub, who did you try to formal yesterday instead of Zen?
I always formal Zen. I seconded Zen.
Someone tried
a
to
lot of
formal-
people found.
No, someone
I
tried to formal-
seconded Zen. Or no, actually, I tried to formal Zen, and I even said it earlier on in the day. I'm like,
No,
you
I
just
mean,
formal Zen later.
someone tried to formal someone other than Zen yesterday. I'm trying to remember who it was and.
I think I heard a formal on Krusk.
Oh yeah, that might have been it.
That would have
That
probably
was
been
probably the formal. I don't think anyone's tried
Because
Manazi.
yesterday it was Zen Krusk who were the two people most.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's right.
Maybe someone said Matt after your legacy, but I can't remember honestly.
No, I don't think anybody said Matt. What I have written down is that Cub LT went on Zen, but I'm pretty sure Cub was the one that was saying Krusk yesterday until it just wasn't getting a second. So then
That's not true.
Because I know Jan.
No, I wasn't going on Krusk until
Jan
today.
was the one that instantly seconded Zen with me.
Can we ask?
No, I actually seconded.
Can we ask more questions to Phoenix to make this very clear if he's not?
Phoenix, why did you like shut down
I didn't hear you.
for uniqueness? I think that's like one of the weirdest things.
I shut down because I feel like my reads on this game aren't like I don't feel like I have much unique to say. So like my reads are just repeated things that I've said before or that other people have said before, which is the same thing I said day one. I don't know. I just didn't feel like I had anything to add, and so I didn't say anything. Like,
well, do you agree with like what a lot of people are saying? Like, a lot of people seem to be a very question mark on Krusk and Manazi and Matt. You have these big question marks going on. Do you agree with these question marks, or are you?
I think
that someone else in here that's not getting picked on. Like, you could pick on me. You could pick on Gurglek. You could pick, you picked on Tony, right?
I mean, like today I've been trying to, because yesterday, like, I was just like going, like I think I thought that a lot of the Mafia reads yesterday made sense. And so I was agreeing with them. So today I've been like the reason I thought Tony might be Mafia is because I was looking at like I think that because so many people are saying that like the same people, like there has to be Mafia either saying that those people are Mafia with them, like busing them,
Right.
or like there has to be people that aren't getting pushed on that are Mafia. Like,
well, who do you think are the people that are either not being pushed on, or who do you think is busting in this scenario? You can pick on.
I was about to ask who was busting as well.
Like just give me any. You can give a rough guess. You can give a rough guess. It doesn't matter. Like I think you could be Town here. Like I'm gonna make that argument. You could be Town here, but I'm not sure. Like if you make the argument like, oh, you didn't want to speak up because like you weren't sure on stuff, and because KP was definitely KP was shown today, right? So that means that we missed somewhere. So you feel kind of like you're demoralized, and I can understand that, like, because I don't think I've seen you play that much, but maybe you have played. Regardless, who do you think is getting away here, in your opinion? Because I'm kind of leaning down towards you, but I'm not sure. You could be Mafia, and we could be like shoving pressure.
You should hear from Matt.
I think that.
Hey, just formal me so I can say my piece.
We will.
But we only got 38 seconds.
We only have
so,
all right. My town circle, LT, Nine God, and Tony, Cub. He's all right. The scummy ones that I see right now are King, Manette. I don't even know how to properly.
Whatever.
Hurry up.
Honestly,
Yeah.
all right, yo,
20 seconds.
I'll see you can second this if you want. I formal Phoenix.
If you formal me, it's Miss Lynch. But go ahead.
I formal Phoenix. Anybody want a second?
No, I don't like that one. Let's just formal Matt. I formal
Gurglek.
I second Gurglek.
Formal on Gurglek. Accusation, please.
All right. You've coasted this entire game. I feel like you might actually be formally in Town here.
Yo, no one wanted to second Phoenix.
Yeah, and
I thought it was
Gurglek tried to push the formal onto Matt, and Nine Gods tried to. I don't know. I might be just meditating myself.
So what you're saying is that Phoenix is not with Gurglek.
It's odd to me how everyone just.
What if like?
It's odd to me how everyone has just let you slide by, coast. No one's brought up your name entirely, except to like give you like a small town pass, and it just makes no sense in my head to me. I want you to convince me that you're actually Town.
Like the reason I'm formaling Matt is because I don't think.
No, I don't want to hear your reason for formaling Matt. I want you to convince me why you're Town, not that the reason why you.
Yo, there's a formal on Matt. You know that, LT, right?
There's a formal on Gurglek. I formaled it.
There's a formal on Gurglek, bro.
Oh, okay, Gurglek.
Yeah, like it's on me. Like even though there were two formals on Matt first, like it's just like whatever, doesn't matter. Like I don't even really know what you're trying to ask me here, LT.
I want you to tell me how you're Town, why you're Town, and when you're town.
Yeah, explain yourself. Why are you town?
Why am I town? Like I have pushed.
Like,
the
show
code.
how you are town.
When are you town?
Like when am I? Like that's
Explain your votes. Explain why you're town. Explain your reads.
Like I'll explain all my votes this game. Like I voted on Tag. Yes, I thought it was his formal was okay, but I voted on him anyways because it was, oh my god, the less guaranteed formal of the day. Like it wasn't enough to keep me from not voting on him there. Like I didn't vote on Noah. Like if you have a screen cap of the thing, like there was no way in my mind that Noah should be dying there. Like I thought that was a complete total miss. Like it was fucking stupid that people voted on him there, and like it just the reason I wanted to put it on Matt is because like Matt was like, you can just put it on me and we'll just get it out of the way. Like he's not worried about it or anything. Like he's confident here. Like Phoenix is, he get pressured and he's like, like he gives really what's the word I'm looking for? Like sad town responses. Like I'm sorry I can't offer more, but he's not giving like the standard Mafia tells, like, I don't know what you want. What do you want from me? Like, like I'm okay with Phoenix dying here, but I think Matt is the kill for the day. And like I like Cub. Like Cub was, wanting to go on Phoenix as well. He made a good point that, no one was seconding it. That's very suspicious as well. Like maybe I should have turned around and said I second Phoenix, but I didn't. Okay, like I wanted to stick to my guns. I'm not going to be swayed just by by someone that isn't confirmed at this point. Yeah, I like him. What?
Like, you're saying you're not going to be swayed by me, but it's not me that's swaying you. I'm not saying Gurgla, do as I say. I'm trying to give you logic behind it.
I'm going to follow my read.
Not me.
Did I say Phoenix was my number 2 kill? So saying that I'm trying to deflect off of King, that's ridiculous. Like I'm not trying to deflect off of him. I just wanted Matt to die first. There's a big difference there. Like you trying to say that I'm deflecting off of him is asinine, and it's just it's wrong. Krusk has started to come around finally late in the game. Like for the past 2.5 days, there hasn't been anything of note from him that I've wanted to keep him in the game for. But once he actually started to get pressured really hard and was going to be on the chopping block, then he actually started to come across as town to me. Like Nine Gods, I've called you town all game. Like I like you, dude. Like you've pushed the right agenda for me, and you've said things that only like come from a townie mindset, like wanting people to stop being trolly and actually contribute. Cub. Monasti's gotten pressured a lot this game and getting glossed over. That's something to look at. Tony, he's spoken up, I think maybe 3-4 times tops this game. And when he has spoken up, he's been town, and that's why I'd love to hear more from him. Like if he could contribute more, because he is town to me. I just want to hear more from him.
What do you think about him seconding you?
I think it was pretty
I could like the reason I did that.
I don't care. Like I don't care at this point. Like, I think it was really shitty, but that's okay. It's like whatever. Empty vials. Like I loved his formal. That's why you only saw Justice vote there, because someone got it confused that they thought vials was the last guaranteed, and I was like, no, he wasn't. Like, and I liked his formal a lot.
All right, time of the formal is over. LT pushes Gurgla 10 seconds.
Like I'm down here. Yeah, if you wanted to go on Phoenix, fine, put it on Phoenix. I just wanted Matt to die first. Fuck it.
All right, if you would like to vote on Gurgla, please vote in 3, 2, 1, vote. 2 is not enough. You will have 2 minutes to make your guaranteed formal.
Okay, no snap formals, guys.
That might be a miss.
Phoenix was pinged out earlier today, which is like when LT went around and told people like, oh yeah, who do you want to lynch? Who do you want to lynch? And when Phoenix was said in a lot of them, that's what
wait, 1 second. Manasi, one second. Who voted?
Me and
It
Nine
was
Guys.
LT
and Nine Guys were the only ones that voted.
How do you lose count on 2?
Dude, I'm not gonna I think it was
No. It's not necessarily who voted. It's more who didn't vote. That's what I'm interested in.
Anybody that isn't LT or Nine Gods.
All right, whatever. All right, Manasi, speak.
Yeah, we have a minute left. Gotta make it fast.
Okay, let me just talk really quickly. So
Mhm.
the thing was, I don't even know if Phoenix had 1 word day 2, and that really bugged me. He might have said like 4, and that really stressed me out. And I really think that we should kind of look at him more. But wait, that was all. Bye.
I think. All right, so I'm gonna leave you with the legacy. I think Manasi, Viles are a town, and I'd leave Tony alive.
You don't think I'm town anymore?
What about me, LT?
I'm just giving my definite town is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Definite town is Manasi, Viles, and I'd leave Tony alive tomorrow.
I think. I don't know.
I think honestly, like I said before, I think Phoenix is the kill here. I think we need to be safe, and I think that's the kill.
I wish I died, not Jan.
I think it's Phoenix or Matt. One of the two.
I think it's Phoenix, and I'm gonna formal again. Formal Phoenix. I second Phoenix. Whatever you want to
Second Phoenix. There you go.
All right, here we go.
Formal on Phoenix. Accusation, please.
Your reaction when I asked you about uniqueness, I didn't like your answer to when you explained it, and I still think that you shut down towards it. I think this is probably the best formal that we have today. Yeah.
Would you say to kill tomorrow? But
Okay. Tomorrow, I think the best kill is Gurgluck. I think the fact that like I didn't vote because I don't know. I didn't think he was Mafia enough to vote, and I thought that there were other like better votes today, more suspicious people. I think that because there was like such a lack of votes on Gurgluck, he makes sense as like the because I think there's definitely someone in the Mafia that isn't one of the new players, and I think that Gurgluck would be my like number one for that.
Why didn't you vote on him then?
I'm saying that I didn't vote on him because I thought that there were better lynches today. I think that he's the lynch tomorrow because other people also didn't vote on him, and I think that.
Who were the two people you?
Because I'm only pushing on Gurgluck today.
You didn't speak up after the vote failed on Gurgluck. Why didn't you speak up and say, hey, you know, instead of so and so, instead of me, especially instead of me, I want to push it on somebody else. Like you just sat there and you let us formally.
Down. What were the names that he said? The two names. I think it was Matt and Tony, maybe.
Me, I said
one of them was me. Yeah, one of them was me.
All right, Manasi and Tony. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because one of us.
I didn't speak up, I guess, just because like I don't have like really a very good reason why I'm any townier than like Matt or yeah, like Matt. I think that I have been projecting town, but like I don't know.
But if you're projecting town, why night one or day one, even day two? No, you haven't been giving anything. Like I mean,
You haven't either. Like,
yes, I have.
Not particularly. Like you've given a
one-
few reads that other people have given, just like
And
I
I've
have.
given
Like
some unique ones as
Phoenix,
well.
Phoenix, did you vote on TEG day one?
No, I don't think I did. No, I didn't. I voted on Noah, and I think that's the only person I voted on.
all right, Phoenix. In order for you not to get lynched here, you need to convince all of us that you are a town in some way or shape or form. You need to try and show your emotion in some way, shape, or form, or we will lynch you. I'm sorry. But more emotion, please. More emotion. Like, tell us why. You can be straight up. You can show it. It doesn't matter. Just do something, dude.
Okay. All day I've been looking between like Nine Gods, Gurgluck, and Cub. I think that they're like, I think there's definitely one in between them. I really thought it was Nine Gods in the beginning of the day, and I kind of wanted to push on him, but other people were talking, and yeah. Anyway, I thought he like really projected town today. He like talked a lot. Gurgluck didn't. Cub said some like trolly things, which he's been doing all game. So I think it's definitely in between Gurgluck and Cub. That's why after.
Phoenix, don't sheep reads if you're not listening to the game, please.
Okay. I think that's why after the vote on Gurgluck, I said that I thought that Gurgluck was Mafia because I thought I was going in between Cub and Gurgluck.
Dude, you
Time
should
in the
say whatever.
formal is over. Push or rescind.
I'll push.
Phoenix, 10 seconds.
I'm down here. I think, like, I don't know. I don't know what else I can say. Yeah.
If you would like to vote on Phoenix, please vote in 3, 2, 1, vote. 5 is not enough. You have 2 minutes to make another formal.
I revoke all my town reads except Manasi.
LT, you're fucking ruining it. I swear to God.
No.
All right. I think the safest one
Like,
today.
straight up.
I throw gods back into my town reads. I think.
I think the safest
No,
one today
you're
is Matt,
ridiculous, LT. Ridiculous.
I want to kill Cub. But
I think Nine Guys just outed as Mafia, guys. I legitimately think he outed as Mafia.
All right, Cub, you're shitting on people in their formals, talking over them, being not helpful at all. You are being either a giant shithead, bad player.
No, I just answered something that he was saying that was bad information, and I'm correcting it.
All right, the guy has not been projecting much. If he's like first time Mafia, maybe he doesn't know what to do.
And I don't know why you're saying lies as well. It just sounds like you're projecting.
Viles, why did
also, you interjecting during his formal a lot, and I'm like trying to say things to keep it going. Seems really scummy to me.
No,
you didn't vote.
All right.
Okay, what's that, LT?
I think.
Why did you vote on
I
him?
lynch you today, Cub, but I
Mostly because I feel like he's not helping us at all as town. The votes haven't been going our way, and
Who voted on TEG day one? Who voted on TEG day one?
I did not vote.
I didn't get the full list.
I don't think I did.
But I got.
If you're lying, I will destroy you.
I
voted.
I don't fucking remember, honestly. I don't think I
I
did.
think the safest lynch today is Matt, but I would kill Cub because he is very, very, very scummy.
Y'all should have killed Gurgluck.
Hey, here's who I have.
I want to put.
No
I
shit,
have-
LT.
I have Manasi that we got on her for being late on it.
No one was gonna vote. Read the room.
I have Cub. I have Noah, Ben, Nine Gods, and Krusk as the vote on TEG that failed.
I voted on TEG?
Yes.
You sure?
All right. Well,
I don't think
I'm actually not 100% sure.
I'm pretty
on
sure
Nine
I
Gods.
did not vote on TEG.
15 seconds. 15 seconds. 15 seconds.
It has to be
I formal
I
Matt.
didn't get to say what I'm
Manasi
Matt.
or Matt. One or the other.
I would formal that.
Manasi or Matt.
I
Up
would
to you.
kill Matt.
Up to you to lose the game.
There's a
someone
formal on Matt, please. Accusation.
All right, that works.
All right.
He gets him in.
Questions? Anybody got a
Matt,
question?
Matt, you haven't done a lot this game. When you have spoken up, I think
He
the three
gets a minute to accuse Matt.
What? I have formal.
Give you yes. Give you
Yeah,
your
I'm accusing.
accusation.
Yeah, okay, Matt, you haven't, the times you've spoken up this game, 3 times you have apologized. You interjected in Phoenix's formal saying he did not do much when you have not done much either this game. You have not done a good job as town. If you were trying to figure out who is there, you could be town. You are new. I am not going to shit on you for that. In this case, please tell us who you think is the Mafia in the town circle that everyone is getting at, or who you think is strongest Mafia or the strongest lynch that would be today that wouldn't be you if you are town.
I'm going to stick with what I said before. My 2 top Mafia right now are Manasi and King. I did not vote because I just wanted to see what was going to happen.
Wait.
Yes.
Why did you vote on your top Mafia who didn't, and Manasi didn't vote on him? All right, so you would have voted on King if Manasi was if you thought both of them were Mafia. I hate
Wait, LT, this is why you don't town shield like a bad.
All right, so you thought Phoenix was Mafia and you did not vote on him?
That was.
I wanted to see what was happening.
We had 4 votes.
You wanted to see what was happening this late in the game.
You know how you do that? You stick your head around your.
Why did you not?
Mm.
What?
I don't understand that. Can you please elaborate?
I just didn't vote. That was.
So you just didn't vote for your top Mafia.
Do you still think
To
he's
kill him. It was like to kill.
Matt, do you still think he's Mafia?
Yeah.
Considering the votes?
Yeah, I still do. I still think King and Manasi are Mafia. Again, though, I am Vanilla Town, so it
Right,
does.
now, let's say they're
have a question.
both. No, hold on. Let's say they're both town. Who else would be Mafia? Like if you know that if you just randomly got 2 cop checks and both of them ended up being town, who would 2 other Mafia be for your perspective?
My reads, the only like my town right now is LT, Tony, Biles. Cub is kind of off with me, but again, I don't know his playstyle. I know he has been trolling-ish a bit in the beginning, but to this point, a lot of what he has put out has been good information for the most part, even with the mix of trolling that I've gotten from him. Gerg, I haven't gotten, I mean, I've heard what he's been saying, but at the same time, like, I don't really get all of his points. Krusk has said a few things, but not much to a point that I can honestly say it's extremely helpful. But then again, I can't say that I've been extremely helpful. Biles has been sitting back on what he's had to say, but I mean, the information that he has passed out has been good information. Day 1 and day 2, day 3 didn't really say much, at least not that I heard. Hopefully that helps somewhat. I mean, that's really all I got.
All right, I got a question because I wanted to ask this before we form on. In the beginning of the day, almost a majority of the people said Menazi was their best lynch for the day. Then we went to Formoid people, and Cub directed any attention off of her. She started pushing on Phoenix, and anytime someone said something about Menazi, Cub was quick to react to try to formal Phoenix or question you. What do you think is the reasoning for not letting...
I just tried to get Monacy formal at the end of the day, bro. That's right.
Yeah, but right until the end of the day, I mean, it was...
Damn, when it matters. Sorry.
Cub, you're either a terrible town here, but this is his formal.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, yeah, I know what I'm not voting was terrible and a really bad idea, just like I think voting on Noah was a really bad idea as well.
Okay, I'm going to explain something to you. If you think someone is strongly Mafia, like you think out of all of us, you think this, whatever person is Mafia, you vote on them every time. And then, because it just makes you look scummy as hell if you don't, like, agree with your own reads.
Okay.
Because, like, if you are town here, like, it's, like, really hard for me personally to, like, identify you as town. Like, if you are town, because, like, you should have voted on Phoenix. Like, I didn't vote on Phoenix, but, like, that's because I didn't think so. But you strongly thought that Phoenix was Mafia, yet you didn't vote on him.
All right, time in the formula is over. Are we pushing to vote or rescinding? 9 gods.
Push. Because it's the last one.
Yeah, 10 seconds. Matt, 10 seconds.
Matt,
Yeah, no. I mean, there isn't, like, y'all can vote to kill me. I'm vanilla. That's it. Like, take it how you will.
Alright, if you would like to vote on Matt, please vote in 3, 2, 1, vote. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is enough. Matt, you are dead. Go to sleep. Send me your night actions. Just need... Alright. That is everyone. Today will be a 14-minute day. During the night, Little Temp, you die. 9 gods, you die. The day begins.
Are you freaking kidding me? Like, what the fuck?
Alright, I'm a little surprised because I honestly
How
thought
are you
guys
surprised
were
when you did it?
Who died? Who died? My computer froze. Who died?
Like, it was
9 gods and
There's a formal on Cub accusation, please.
damn, good. Like, what? You said, nah. No, Matt Butts, man. Matt
Look
Butts.
at that spot! Look at you! Wait. Alright, go Gerg, I'm sorry.
You're roboting.
Like, I am not going to let Mafia get the first formal. Every round, they have died. Guess what? I'm not letting Mafia get the first formal. You're going to die here.
Who have I been formaling, bro?
Phoenix died.
Yeah, is
boom.
No,
Like,
Phoenix is
you're
alive.
nice.
Phoenix is alive.
Miss.
Phoenix is alive.
Oh, wait, not Phoenix.
Phoenix is alive. I tried to formal Phoenix
Matt,
twice.
Matt.
Phoenix is alive.
Face. I keep no,
No.
the other.
Alright, wait.
Alright. Since there are Mafia left, I just want the people who roll town. No, please. It's my formal. It's my formal, bro. It's my formal, bro. I've let you talk during yours, right, bro? Alright, safe. Alright. To the town that are left. Do not let Mafia hijack formals. It's bad play. Seriously. Now, I honestly can't be too sure who's town at this point. The only town that I can possibly say is town here, for me, is Empty Vials. Everyone else is a fucking question mark. The way that Gurgluk in snap formals, beginning of day, on me, makes me think, all right, we're going for win, boys. Let's do it. And Monesi instantly seconds. That's fucking teamwork, guys. So we got 2. Now, who's the last one? Honestly, I think it's Phoenix. I think it's that simple. I think we can speedrun it as town.
Okay. All right. So...
And I think if you roll town, like if you didn't get a message in IRC, right? You're vanilla town, but not if you got your Mafia and you joined the Mafia chat, all right, Gurgluk? Basically, if you're town, please try and look at the game and understand it. Understand how the game's been going. Understand who's been voting on who. Very simple.
You've been formaling towns. 9 Gods pressured you. He's dead. Like, you've been trolling this entire game. You've just been sliding by, you know.
9 Gods was confirmed. No one was sure about. Not even LT was sure about 9 Gods.
Hold on.
You cozied up to LT.
Hold on.
I haven't coasted on anything. My reads have been great. I've been calling
Let
towns
Chris
down.
talk. Let Chris ask a question.
All right.
Now, you just said that 9 Gods pressured Cub and now he's dead, but I also pressured Cub at the end of the
I think Mafia would look at you as a weaker player, though, Chris.
Yeah.
No, I would say 9 Gods pressured Gurgluk. Him and LT were the only.
Honestly, at the end of the day, some people were mentioning 9 Gods in their list. Trying to remember who mentioned 9 Gods as possibly being Mafia. I think it was Gurgluk in his formal, isn't it? Gurgluk, bro.
No, I don't think Gerg said anything about 9 Gods. I think he was.
Maybe it was Phoenix. Honestly, it was someone that was formal. But they mentioned.
Oh, it was town.
On Matt and.
No. There was one person that said 9 Gods was potentially a Mafia. And honestly, and I remember because I remember raising. It might have been Phoenix, honestly, because I remember raising thumbs up because I was like, oh shit, you know what? It's not a terrible read, but it could honestly just be a fucking Mafia busting their partner. Because I think it was Phoenix. I remember it was kind of like an afterthought. It was like,
I was saying,
and then it was like, and 9 Gods. It was kind of like,
right.
Here, I'll throw a real one out there. Yeah, what's up, MC?
Okay, so the only thing that I've seen from day one here is that you were buddy with LT, you were buddy with Jan for a while. Now their votes go through, whatever.
Those are people I hang out with a lot.
Day 2, right? Day 2, you come up and you kind of single me out, but then by the end of the day, most of the town is reading me town, and it seemed like you sheep their reads. Seemed like you came
Empty
up.
Vials. I formaled you, and then when I pushed it to vote, I didn't vote on you. You know why I didn't vote on you? Because I knew you were a town.
But there was only
I pressured you. I pressured you because you're someone I haven't played with, and I thought that it was very good to see where you were at.
Town needs to vote.
Time in the formula is over. Gurgluk, push to rescind. Cub, 10 seconds.
All right, guys, they're just trying to go for the win. I mean, it's pretty obvious. If no one else is seeing it, then, congrats, Mafia. But I really suggest you don't vote here. Like, I'm 100% town here.
All right, if you would like to vote on Cub, please vote in 3, 2, 1, vote. 3 is not enough. Cub is immune. The day continues.
Vials.
Okay.
Why did you?
Did all Mafia just vote there?
Stop.
Or did Bad Mafia not hammer? I'm confused. Did Bad Mafia not hammer, or was it just them 3?
Cub, hold on. Vials. Cub called you his top town, and yet you voted for him. Why?
That's not necessarily going to sway his opinion. You're muted, by the way, Vials.
He muted like 2 seconds before he fucking stopped talking.
I'm sorry. Yeah, that's because I felt like Cub's super scummy. He's still pushing on Phoenix King, which Phoenix doesn't vote there. I'm not sure why, but maybe I'm just being bad town at this point. I mean, whenever I see Cub and the smiles and the goofing off, I gotta agree with 9 Gods. 9 Gods.
I always smile and I'm always goofing off. I'm sorry we haven't hung out, bro. If we hang out, then you'll be able to tell. It's all good.
I kind of feel
like LT in your town. All right, cool. So to the town that didn't vote, congratulations. To the Mafia who may or may not, have voted. Like, I really don't think a bad Mafia didn't hammer there, but it's totally a possibility. You never know in these mentor games. But I definitely think we need to be just picking apart Gurgluk and Monesi here. We got to reduce KP. Like, this game is already on hard mode. And, people have been trying to take advantage of the fact that there are really quiet players here.
I don't know. There's no reason.
If I have to lynch between Gurgluk and Monesi, I think it's super obvious that it has to be Gurgluk here. Like, super obvious. He's leading Mafia at this point.
So your world is Gurgluk and Phoenix.
Whoever.
No, Gurgluk, Monesi, and
whoever is town. Like, disregard whatever anybody has to say right now. If you think I'm Mafia, if you think whoever's Mafia.
But by the way, it could be the 3 people who didn't vote, but that makes no sense.
Like, there's no way King. I don't believe there's no way King is Mafia after that. And I think Mafia, like.
I think they honestly think they just also voted.
I think.
No, I don't think so.
No, I think that was Mafia. I don't know. That was
Okay,
Mafia.
Uncle Tony.
Hanging their own partner, and then like taking it late.
Stop.
Guys, one at a time.
We're like in
3 Mafia.
I'm trying to speak since literally the second that
like, we lose here. Guys, we miss here, we lose. Listen, guys, we miss here, we lose. It's such a obvious.
Okay, wait.
At the very beginning, look at his grin. He's like, yes, I got immunity.
Stop. Let me talk. Okay, let me say one fucking thing. There's no
You're letting
way.
Mafia control the conversation here, guys.
Shut up, Cub. There's no way that all 3 of the fucking team voted there, because how in the hell? Okay, at the end of the formal, you literally spoke your whole formal. How would anyone who's Mafia be like, oh yeah, obviously because Cub spoke through the whole thing, like, town is gonna vote. There's gonna be like a town vote. Obviously, like, there was a town voting there, but like, how would you?
I don't think you realize this game is divided.
So here's
The whole-
what we're gonna do.
So many people,
We're gonna
and there was 2 KP
because
honestly.
Mafia and
It's that simple. It's that simple. There's 7 people in the game,
town to vote, and
there's 3 Mafia. There's 3 Mafia. There's 7 players.
Empty Vials, who is your top Mafia right now?
oh my god.
MC Vaz, you're gonna go for the final 3 play?
No, okay.
I mean, like, just based
I mean, this is just a mixed bag, though.
Reaction
to me.
And even for like.
By the way, I'm probably don't.
There's no way
it's
Mafia doesn't hammer there.
Say that again, Tony. I couldn't hear you.
Oh, my bad. I'm Tony. I forgot. No, because it's his username. I totally forgot my. Okay, so there's no like, I put up this before King does. So there's no reason, if there's already one town that's not going to vote, that he doesn't hammer Cub right there.
Mm-hmm.
So because if you, I was kind of surprised when you voted, but for him not to try and hammer his Mafia, no.
Yeah, exactly. That alone just flipped my King read.
No, like
this game.
King is town because of that.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
Also,
I
don't vote. Like, there's no reason. That makes no sense.
He would have to be.
The only
for
that.
Okay, guys.
Work, Tony.
I'm town. I know I'm town. There's 7 players here. 3 of them are Mafia. We can't miss Lynch. Let it be very clear to those who are town. Don't let the Mafia to control the conversation. It's gonna be Gurgluk, Monesi, and then we got to decide if it was really just 3 Mafia raising their hand.
Okay.
But we kind of might have to assume it because shit, if Mafia didn't hammer there, that was a really bad play.
This is okay.
I formal
I believe. No, 1 second. Don't second that. Do not second that.
Like 1 minute and we'll formal.
3 minutes. Okay. Empty.
No, before 2 minutes we're gonna formal.
Kings, I believe, is town just because of that vote. And Krusk, I'm gonna let LT. I'm gonna let LT guide me on this read. And LT, I'm gonna make Krusk. So only 2 Mafia. Manasi, I'm sorry. I don't know.
Listen.
And Gurgluk, thinking someone would there'd be enough votes to go on to Cub so they could get cred and go into Final 3 late, and then win it there with enough scum. Like, there's no like, if Cub should have died if there was 3 Mafia outside of that vote. Like, that doesn't make sense.
Tony, listen, this is what I'm telling you. Tony, listen, Tony, this is what I'm telling you. There's 7 people here, right? 3 people need to, it's 3 on 3. So that's simple. And if there are 3 Mafia left, how do you think they're going to vote?
Like,
they're going to vote together.
I agree, we're going to kill Gurgla, but I'm trying to convince
No, but I'm saying
we're also Mafia, because
it's almost obvious that it's Viles at this point. As much as I've been town reading him, why wouldn't Mafia just hammer there? It's a free lit because I know I'm town. So why wouldn't they just?
Okay, in my defense, that's probably because they're going to push me scum now, just like what you're saying. Essentially,
they're not controlling your vote, Viles.
No,
you voted. No one forced you to vote.
No, you're right. I did vote, but that's because I've spoken up about you day 1 and 2 about coming on to me. And then I said that you seemed like you were sheeping your votes and coming on to me now as town. And yeah, that
I'm not sheeping anything. Listen, my reads right now are 100%. Like my reads day 1, day 2, day 3 could have been whatever. At this point, the game is very simple. This is the brand new Mafia game with 7 players. This is how the votes went. That's the logic behind it.
Right. Yeah, I get that.
So
okay,
town. I'm formally
Here's my
formal and Gurgla accusation.
You instantly went for the snap formal. You went for the win, bro. I feel you. I know when I play Mafia, I'm like, shit, I gotta go for the fucking win. I gotta get this in, and I do it. Nice try. You didn't get the votes in. Sorry, bro.
Also, like, second, I feel like you're in every world as Mafia. Like, if it's not Cup, and if it's empty, I feel like you're with either side.
Maybe he's super busting me. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm a little...
Yeah, like Cub, it was pretty self-explanatory why I wanted him dead. Tony, like, you're probably Mafia here because it's real simple. Like, your reaction when Cub got immunity, you're like, yes, he survived that. Oh my god. Like, I'm really afraid of the world of like Cub, you, and Krusker Phoenix. Like, I don't think he would push on Phoenix like that as his partner when he could be reducing his own KP. So I think Phoenix is actually town here, and it's Krusk, Tony, Cub. It's real simple for me. Like Tony.
Yo, Phoenix, how does it feel to get just outright by everybody all of a sudden? All of a sudden, you're in everyone's town world.
Because this game should be so easy right now. It should have been so easy. Like, 9 gods died. Cub's like, hey.
I can feel it. It was so easy.
Tony, you have spoke up all of 3, maybe 4 times this entire game, and now that your partner's got an immunity and you could push Gum onto me because of what I did at the start of the day, you're like, all right, let's push on Gurgla. Like, are you
okay, Gurgla, do you not think that snap formaling beginning of the day where one mislynch loses the game in town, you don't think that's scummy as hell?
Your play this entire game has...
No, just answer the question.
Yeah,
do you think that is scummy?
Yeah, it is scummy, no lie. But your play this entire game has been scummy.
As town, you would want more information before formaling. You would wait.
I got you.
No, you know because you have perfect information. You don't know.
Yes,
I don't know it's town.
Mafia. Yes, because I have perfect information. I have perfect information that you're Mafia. Based on your entire play.
Got 'em, boys.
Based on your play this entire game. You've been formaling and seconding on town the entire freaking game. You've just trolled.
Nope.
You haven't contributed up until this point. Just like Tony, you haven't not done shit until this point. Like, you can deny it if you want, but that is the truth of the matter. Like, 9 gods was pushing on you, and he's dead. Like
9 God voted on you and he's dead. Like the day before. What are you talking about?
I don't give a shit. Yeah.
Why would you say that to me though? Like you're like, oh, he's dead because he had any concern about you. They voted on you and now they're dead.
I don't give a shit if they vote on me. They can vote badly all they want.
Then don't say like, oh, he's Mafia because he's dead now, because it's like the same.
Like,
it was pretty obvious it was a miss, and I'm really surprised more people aren't catching on that.
Because, like, Cub didn't vote on me. He thinks I'm Mafia, but he's not going to vote on me. He's like, read the room. You know, Gurgla wasn't going to get the votes there, so I'm not going to vote on it, even though I think he's Mafia. Like, and we've been saying this entire game. You vote on people that you think are Mafia. Like, that is a piss poor excuse not to vote on me there. Like, he was trying to buy some cred with me because I had started to finally town read him this game. No. Like, the shit-eating grin on his face when he finally got immunity. Like, I don't know which
on my face.
Yes, on your face. Yes, that big.
I'm always grinning, bro.
Because you're Mafia and you're gonna win.
Nah, I like smiling, man.
Dude.
And that grin you had it when you voted, you had a second. It was like, we're boys.
And I am going to like just fucking rage at somebody for being a total fucking donkey. That's just what's gonna happen.
Don't worry, guys. He won't rage at you because he's Mafia.
I'm gonna fucking rage, dude. I'm like I can't yell because.
Is this our last formal of the day?
No, we still.
Krusk, we're killing him.
Yes, Krusk, please vote. Krusk, please vote.
In every word, Krusk,
please all
don't side Mafia here. The game is very simple. They showed their hand.
He is Mafia.
Okay. This is super easy. Easy win for Town. Please don't mess it up for players.
I'm Mafia, Cub, Manasi, like Krusk, anyone. Gurgluk is in every world. Like, he needs to die.
No, I'm not. Like, Tony, like, you're doing it again. You're only contributing now when I'm...
Don't worry, time in the formal is over. Push or rescind. Gurgluk, 10 seconds.
Like, I'm Town here. Town, do not vote. You are fucking out of your mind if you vote on me here. Like, it's Tony, Cub +1, but I haven't had enough time to figure it out because I'm getting pressured here, and it's like, what the fuck?
Alright, if you would like to vote on Gurgluk, please vote in 3, 2, 1, vote. Gurgluk, you are dead. Go to sleep. Send me your night actions. Alright, today will be a 12-minute day. During the night, Cub, you die, and the day begins.
All right, guys, okay. Krusk, Phoenix. We're lynching Manasi.
No, you lynch Viles and then Manasi.
Why?
Oh.
Because Viles is the iffy one. You take Manasi to the final, lynch her. She's. No, let's go ahead. Yeah, you're right.
Wait,
we
okay,
lynch
well,
Manasi.
we have 11.
No, because when we lynch Manasi, then the Mafia kills someone, and then it narrows down the final 3 to the last like 3
No,
people.
you're right.
And then Viles is more confirmed.
I get the logic. I was off. We get rid of Manasi.
Okay. Yeah, and Viles is shaking his head.
Krusk, I really don't like. No. I know Manasi's got to go. Every time Krusk talks, though, it scares the shit out of me. Because I misread him in an earlier game, and it blew my mind that I misread him.
I don't know. There's no way that, like, let's say.
No, Viles is going to push
Scott. Yeah, no. Let's say you're Town Viles. Okay. Yeah. I mean, even if this is like Krusk's first game, it's not. It's not. But I'm saying, even if it is, I don't see him not hammering and just winning the game. That's the hugest mistake. I'm like, I don't know. That's too.
Yeah, because Cub is now confirmed Town. So,
sure.
so if any of us would have voted if we were Mafia, like it would have just been just stupid not to. We would have won the game.
And I agree, but
2 votes.
But that's exactly what I think Mafia did there too. Was yes, you could hammer, but unless you're not sure it's actually going to go through with 2 people going, But at the same time, I voted because it's just like y'all said. If you think he's Mafia, vote. I voted because I thought Cub was being super scummy this game until like right at the last second, and then it's just like, well, I've already cast my vote, but I still have 3 other people to consider here.
I form Manasi.
I second.
Okay.
Formal and
Alright, where's the
Manasi, please.
execution? Want to hear it? Want to hear everything?
I'll just let you talk. You're just the safest lynch. I think you're guaranteed Mafia. Even when you what was it? Even when you voted on Gurgluk, you were last, and I feel like it was just to like maybe give you some town cred because you knew he was going to be lynched. So just go talk, I guess.
Okay, now it's my turn.
I'm voting him out.
All right, so let's see. It was smart of Mafia to take 3 semi-lurkers for the first half of the game to the end of the game. So good on them. Cub really honestly did scare me. Cub literally avoided everything in the very beginning of the game. He just was joking around and fucking around, and that freaked me out to the point where I was like, is he scum? What's going on? So right now I'm thinking I I'm a little scared of Tony just because he started speaking up a lot more. And that might be like oh yeah, we're in like final five right now. Like obviously everyone needs to partake in some sort of conversation. And I'm not really like I don't know where I'm sitting there. Okay, Phoenix with no one voting on Phoenix, that was weird. I thought he was Mafia. I still don't see how he can be confirmed. I don't know where I am right now, and that's fucking scary. I understand. The vote yesterday on Gurgluck. Okay, it was me, or no, the vote yesterday on Cub was me, Gurgluck, and Viles.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, all the Mafia.
Yeah. No question mark. That's just bad. I think I don't know. I don't
So
see
who are
why
who are the two Mafia right now?
two Mafia right now. I would say. Oh God, I don't want to say you and Crest because that's
So
the only
two
thing that
Mafia miss the hammer. Both
yeah,
Mafia.
because they're bad. You're
Both
bad.
of them. Both of us.
You put up the town shield. Like
That seems like
don't
the
know what
more
world I'm living in.
realistic
I don't
world
know what's
to me.
happening, and it's like, let's see. I don't know. Krusk was literally in my I don't know where he's leaning side for the whole game, and now it's like I don't know if he's leaning more. I think he's at this point. There's no other fucking world. It has to be you and Krusk. Oh man, I'm.
So why does Gurgluck say that Gurgluck, who is now confirmed Mafia, say that Krusk is Mafia? Like, why does he do that?
Because he's weird. I don't know. Krusk seems Mafia to me too, but like I don't. Okay. In the beginning of the game, he hardly talked. He brought his kid on cam. Okay, he brought his fucking kid on cam and told his kid to say lynch. Like, lynch this person. That was fucked up. For the rest of it, he just kind of like didn't.
Good parenting.
He didn't really talk much. He was in my town circle for like a day. He was in my town circle day 3, and that was the only day where he was in my town circle. And then Tony, you were there day 1, day 2, day 3 you were in the middle, and now everything is just fucking fog. If there is a town if with two Mafia alive, I think it's Tony and Krusk. I don't think Phoenix is Mafia. I think we're okay with that. Viles, I'm done.
Do you want to push to vote?
Yes, yeah, I'm done. Pushing to vote right now.
Tony, are you
Hello?
pushing? I think it was Tony's. All right. If you would like to vote on Manasi, please vote in 3, 2, 1, vote. Manasi, you are dead. Go to sleep. Send me your night actions. We are going into a final 3. You will have a 10-minute day. Formals will be 3 minutes. If Mafia gets immunity, Mafia wins. During the night, Phoenix King, you die. And the day begins.
Oh, okay.
All right, Krusk. Here's the deal, man. Of all these little notes that I've been taking here, I'm going to read you some interesting things. Manasi, whenever day 1 came up, likes 9 gods. And I noticed a lot that people were liking 9 gods. I like 9 gods. 9 gods confirmed town because Mafia killed him, right? Unfortunately, Gurgluck day 1 also liked 9 gods. Let's go to the next one. Gurgluck likes 9 gods again the second day. Tony likes Gurgluck. Now, the thing is that whenever I pushed on Cub, it was because I thought Cub was it based on 9 gods and from the busing that was going on. Obviously, that was some type of ploy that they were saying, just pick a town and keep going on him. Let's see, I have more. Tony on the 3rd day, day 3, says he's not sure about 9 gods. Manasi likes Tony.
Wait, was that the day where I said I see you town, but not I don't want to say it yet? Because that's a totally different thing than I'm not sure.
Actually, the only thing that I saw.
What I said, you are town, but I do not want to say why yet because in my mind, I don't know why, I thought for some reason he could have been medic, and I didn't just want to be like, because I think you're medic. And so that was obviously wrong by me, but that's why I didn't want to say why I thought he was town.
Okay, I'm not sure that was the day. That's the only mark that I have is that you said that you weren't sure about 9 gods.
Okay. I'm guessing you're putting scum on me, right? You're trying to convince Krusk.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because
yeah,
I believe 100% that Krusk right here has to be town.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I may have questioned Krusk early in the day, but I mean, he even said that that's towny to me, top town vials. Now, a lot of people have read me town for good reason, Krusk, for good reason. I may have messed up and voted on Cub, but that to me was it, and I was wrong.
So on that vote, me saying not to vote, first one, then King goes. After King going, why would I not put my hand up after seeing that? Because Krusk has been pretty passive. For me to think that Krusk is gonna hammer him over myself, why would I do that? Why would I not just hammer Cup?
Actually, I never saw you do the X. I saw Phoenix King 100% do the X. It's just like you were like maybe down here or something like you're doing here, but you weren't Phoenix. Phoenix was way up here. That was the only one that I saw. In the formal day 4 on Gurgluk, he tries to pocket you, Krusk. Gurgluk tries to pocket you, saying, "I like Krusk. There's no way that he could possibly be Mafia here." And I think that was him trying to get you on his side, at least to stave off the vote, but to keep your eyes locked on the him and Cub, or some manner of fact between those two.
Krusk, what are you thinking right now? I don't really want to hear from Biles. I want to hear from you.
I don't have a whole lot of notes, but I would like to know if either of you have the vote against the last vote against Phoenix King.
The last vote, I don't. That's for sure.
I may. Let me see. That would have been day 4. Sorry, you're getting some background noise, Krusk. The vote on Phoenix was 9 gods, Gurgluk, and Cub. And that was it.
What, Krusk? Why?
Nine gods, Cub, and who?
And Gurgluk.
Why do you choose now to speak? Like you've never spoken, and now you give all of this stuff.
Who, me?
Well, yeah, you.
What do you mean I've never spoken? Are you
really
kidding me?
never
Anytime
given
anybody's asked me if I have the information, I have the information. That's what you said yesterday, too, that I never spoke. Why does everybody read me top town if I'm not speaking?
Because of your formal on like day 1.
I'll tell you right now. I'll tell you where I'm standing. Tony, we're going to lynch Viles.
Thank God. Okay. Good.
You came out yesterday. You pinpointed you, me, and Phoenix King. Phoenix King is now dead.
Yeah.
And Mafia had what choice? They're going to lynch top town so that Tony stands out?
No, you leave me here for any question that I am Mafia because King is clearly not Mafia in any world. I was the only other person that was being pushed on, so I clearly live in hopes to get me mislynched.
That's
because Krusk is never Mafia here. It's either you or me. And if it was King here, it'd be Krusk and King confirmed basically town after the other day.
Right.
And you would
right.
have to be
That's
Mafia.
exactly how it would be.
That's exactly how it has to be to push scum on me, Krusk. I mean, yes, I vote on Cub, but that's the one vote that damns me as town, really? This whole entire time I've played town. But one vote, that's it. And you just all of a sudden swapped, and Tony just gets to sit there for like 3 days.
I swapped yesterday, or the day before yesterday, with the Cub Gurglok vote.
Yeah, I know. You swapped on me, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So you want, wait, Krusk, you just 100% will vote Vile.
I'll 100% vote Viles
Yeah,
right now.
formal Vile, push your vote.
I second.
Okay, well, I'm not going to push the vote.
Okay,
but,
well, I just got to talk
so,
to my formal
formal beginning. Krusk, you have to understand something. Tony has been able to just sit idly by. He's got a shit-eating grin on his face right now because he knows you're already 100% on him, or on me, I'm sorry. And this is the deal, is that it comes down to us three, and that's it. Just like the other game in which LT voted me off after playing top town the whole game, you were about to make that move. You were about to throw the whole game. And that's what's disappointing, because you know I've been taking notes. You know I've been writing down everything that I possibly can to play top town. I've been top town. People, you know, LT confirmed town. Legacies me, says, look, you're my top town. And then Cub is shaky. You know, he's very shady the whole entire time. And he's like, well, you know, Viles is my town. Viles isn't my town. I didn't know what to make of him. He was the only one in my mind that was a question mark. Phoenix, absolutely. I thought that at like day 2, I thought that he was Mafia straight up, because he was I don't really have anything. And then he just went quiet, just like LT said. Tony comes up, speaks maybe 3 times total, and the mixed bag is varied on if they think he's Mafia or not. Most say he sounds town, but he's not actually actively trying to get people. I'm questioning people. I question you. I wanted to find out what you were, and to me, you were town. And I felt like you were town. You know, I look past the fact that, yeah, you made an accident whenever you were talking about the confirms and stuff and how did it get confirmed. I know you're still working out the logic and stuff in your head. But look at Tony right now. I mean, look at this guy. That's what I'm saying right there. That face right there is just screaming Mafia. I don't see how you don't see that, man.
I'm telling you, it was Phoenix when he was holding his hands up on Gurgluck after all the logic that had been behind the vote on Cubby. You voted on Cubby. Everybody voted on Gurgluck. That was a given. When we came back to Manasi, you, me, Tony, and Phoenix.
And Manasi bust Tony saying right here, I even have that one before
Manasi
Tony
put me and Tony both as Mafia. I'm not Mafia. Why would I be Mafia with Tony? Tony's not Mafia.
Why wouldn't she just point out one of you two and say, okay, one of them's got to go, so, hey, I'll just call my Mafia partner Mafia so that whenever he goes in the final 3 with Crust will automatically think that he's good.
No, because if she would have put...
All
because
right,
we were
time
already...
in the formal is over. Push or rescind. Viles, 10 seconds.
Come on, Krusk. You know, you're trying to be better than this. You've got to show that you're better than this.
All right, if you would like to vote on empty vials, please vote in 3, 2, 1, vote. The game is over, and Town has won.
Good game, boys.
Oh my goodness.
We'll talk about that a little bit. All right, reveal all the information first. I will put this up on stream for stream 2. The cop was Ben. Had the Night 0 green on Jan that he gave, and a Night 1 green on Phoenix. The medic was Tag. Night 0 Jan, Night 1 Little Temp, which is okay. There's a few reasons that save might actually occur. Night 2 he saved Jan, and then Night 3 tried to save 9 Gods when he died. The Vigi is Little Temp, who shot Connor, Mafia, Night 1. And the 4 Mafia team is obvious from that point, in Connor, Gurgluck, Manasi, and Empty Vials. The game was going really badly for Town until the obvious flip point. Joey kind of told them to do that, and it's an okay play, but obviously didn't work, lost game. Yeah, you should probably, like, I don't know. He kind of gave bad advice in that you shouldn't just vote. You look for the one town to vote and then hammer instead. Like Gurgluck always voting is fine, but like in the case of Empty and Manasi, you kind of just like wait for the vote because you only need one town to be wrong that day. You don't ever really need to make that play. It can work. It ends the game. It's a good way to win. But at the same time, only one town ever needs to be wrong at any point in the rest of the game and you win. And like I think you probably could have gotten like Phoenix lynched that day before that happened. Other things to say, we'll talk about the Vigishot medic save a little bit. Night 1. So there's 2 lines of thought. You slept at 17 people. So you get 2 lynches at 16. There's a cop out. If they only double stack the cop, and the Vigi doesn't shoot, you get 2 lynches. And then in which case you could get the Vigi shot later. So you're kind of metaing meta at that point. Because if you don't Vigi shoot and the Mafia kills 2 people, it's pretty bad for town because it's going to take you 2 more days to reduce KP. However, if you Vigi shoot and they double stack, you lose the extra lynch. Now, if you hit a Mafia, it's still okay. You can still reduce KP. If you hit a town, like now you're really fucked because you don't even get the second lynch. So like it's just there's no correct play that night in my mind because anything could happen. Like if I'm Mafia, I'd have considered splitting. And that's where the LT save is pretty good because in the world that they do split, like LT probably dies that night. So yeah, there's a lot of things like that. I think it was an overall good game. People protected town really well, and that includes the Mafia. Mafia was getting very town red, like until like day 4, basically. So I think you all played really well, and I'll let you all talk. Oh, I lied. One more thing. I'll give out the mentors. Joey mentored Mafia. Dalen had Ben, Benny, Zen. Adam had Cub, Matt, Tony. I had Justice Era, Jan. VE had Little Temp, 9 Gods, Phoenix King, and Greg had Krusk, Noah, and Teg. And I think you guys all played well.
So, really quickly, since he's done, good job to Cub, Tony,
really good job.
Phoenix, and Krusk.
Yeah.
Good job.
So,
By the way, I just want to say real quick, good job, Tony, thank you for carrying my legacy.
Yo.
I mean, they
Fuck all
committed
of you
suicide.
saying my
They
shot
committed
was
suicide by all 3 of them voting on Cub.
Yeah, like
straight up.
I don't
Because I
know.
think if Files doesn't vote right there, he wins.
Yeah, and I think so too. See,
Yo,
the thing was,
File, you late hammer the fuck out of that if you see a town vote and you don't.
You can wait to see those other 2. If you don't see anyone else's hand moving, put the hand away. Don't.
Yo, by the way, Kyle, fuck you. I got you day 2, bitch.
Well, and that was the thing is that was very much a Joey call, and everybody, in our little private chats was just.
And
like,
I felt it. I totally felt it. That was going for the win.
But that was the thing is that I think Joey doesn't know enough about Cub to say like hammer Cub because he wanted us to go on Cub, but Cub had Here's the deal too is that I was the only one who could defend myself. I really didn't want that to happen, and I probably had a full page and a half to Joey like, no, why are we doing this? We can just play chill. We can just keep it going. We can keep it moving. Keep them thinking.
No, like if you look, Joey's plan was fine, but the fact is, you just got to convince that one town.
You guys got to wait for the town to vote before you put your hands up.
And that's what I think too. Like we shouldn't have. Like Joey was adamant about formaling before 1 minute or right at 1 minute into the day, and I was just like, man,
it's because you hijacked formal and don't give the town a chance to think.
Yeah. And I agree with that, but with so many mixed bags already, 2 people formaling automatically look Mafia. And
the
read that perfectly,
by the way.
Cub read that perfectly though. I mean, he pulled out the stops. He told town exactly why it was happening.
I told him, look at your IRC, please. Whoever wrote down.
That little time shot on Connor was.
No, I knew it wasn't going through. I was very disappointed by that because I was like, I'm gonna vote because Mentor said to do it. But
I thought Krusk was gonna hammer.
I realized after I shot.
I almost did. I almost hammered.
My math was wrong, and then I could have just probably gotten
a was so
the only thing that saved you, Cub, was your formal. Your formal is the only thing that saved you.
No one kept saying the shot was bad.
Oh my
god. I'm so happy to hear that.
Top Mafia before that day.
Yo, I think I'm 100% on Vigi shots.
I had Cub pure 100% Mafia until
I'm pretty sure you have a spot in there in the last year or so that you've missed. You've had to.
Maybe a spot, but I've only rolled Vigi like
What's up, Greg? What's up?
I don't.
All right, I want to give some like general reads. I think my mentees played pretty well overall. Like this was a very good game. Like overall, this is my 1 year anniversary with DM, and I've seen Town win in Triple Lilo twice.
Okay.
So like it's so rare to see that happen. So like all the Town should be very proud of how they played this game.
It was all because of my shot.
Yeah.
Proud of how he played.
Teamwork,
You're
LT,
all
teamwork.
welcome.
There were some like
welcome.
interesting things. Yeah, Triple Lilo is like it's hard for Town to win. Yes, I've only seen it twice.
When Little Temp formaled Gurglik, I was like, he's a fucking monster, and nobody listened to him. I was like, son of a bitch. They
Yeah,
just
I'm just kind of sad that my curse didn't bring me past day 1 again.
Yo, why the fuck
Never
did you
making it
claim
past
cops
day
so
1.
quickly? Like, you could have done your reads, and then if you...
I
Yeah,
couldn't
straight
really
up.
because I had like 4 people on my ass.
You
and
claimed
then
like you
You
claimed 5
find out
seconds
who
into
is
your
pushing
promo.
on you. You find out who's pushing on you in your formal, and then you get on their
Like,
line.
even if people get formal,
Yo,
give
why
it like a minute. A lot of times people just go, oh, this guy's fucking Town, and that's it.
Why did you fucks kill me the day
Cub
we did?
and Little Temp and Yawn. Like Yawn's his green check, Little Temp's the Vigi, and Cub's like riding their coattails. What's he gonna fight
Whoever.
against?
Why did you guys kill me?
Yeah,
I
but
wasn't
you find
riding their
out who
coattails,
else
though.
is pushing on
Did you
them.
guys have
Pretty good.
I don't know why people linked me in LT. I honestly don't even remember.
Actually,
but
I'm
with
not
John,
even really
I
sure.
wrote to him before the Mafia game even started. I told him I'm hard aligning with you, no matter what our alignments are.
You said that? I didn't
don't know
even
why
lynch
we
you,
killed
dude. I didn't even hear you, dude.
Yo, Miles, you were like
Really?
10 times better as Mafia this time. Than,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know, Era. Dude, the whole entire time, whenever Joey,
like, what?
whenever we first came up and said that we were gonna kill the first 2, I don't even remember who this.
Like,
they didn't
2
kill.
Mafia voted on fucking Teg. I wanted to lynch between there, and no one would listen to me.
Oh yeah, but only one Town voted on the Mafia.
Yo, I wanted to get Gurglik, bro.
But as soon as Arrow was out of the picture, I was like, thank God, maybe he won't soul read me this time.
I just want to say, in the end, fuck you, Viles, for telling me that I should be a better player for siding with you.
Oh my
Man,
god.
that's how the game's played, brother.
Yo, by the way, I did.
Say what they
Town,
have
I
to say
didn't
to
lie
win
to
the
you.
game, man.
Hey, guess
Yeah,
what?
yeah, I agree, Dalen. But Town, I didn't lie to you when I told you Gurglik wasn't gonna yell at you for being bad. He's not gonna. He was not here.
Alright, I want to say this.
Gurg was so obvious.
Also, shout out to best mentor Adam.
Alright. I'm gonna go vomit after that.
thought you
Alright.
said-
Sorry, Greg.
Nah.
Flip
agreed.
actually gave good information.
Alright. I want to say like probably not one last thing, but I do want to say this.
Flip told
Viles,
me
did
all the
you,
Mafia and
did
everything.
you lie about who voted on like what
Oh, yeah.
purposely?
Actually, no. Through most of it that I had,
There's no
it was just either a lot of people talking all at once, so I couldn't actually jot it down, or because I didn't screenshot the votes this time like I did last time. It's just a little bit extra that I didn't want to do. But I mean, for the most part, everything was pretty damn accurate. I think the only thing I didn't get was like whatever Tony said at the end there, like
was a good
somebody
fun
not
game.
voting on
Phoenix.
like 9 gods or something.
Yeah.
Miles, I really like that you were straight
Yeah, I didn't vote on
the
Phoenix.
final 3. I thought that was really good. Like you just didn't say that you voted on Phoenix or whatever. Like that's a good thing to be doing. Like don't just give honest information when it incriminates you.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, and that was the thing is that I was just going to be like, nah, I'm not sure. I don't know. Whatever. And I mean, at that point, even if I had it written down, I probably wouldn't have said it. But it just turned out that I actually didn't have it.
Oh, V had his hand raised and then he left. Shit. Sorry.
But anyway, fun game, guys. I'm out though.
Yeah, that was a really, really good game to watch.
Justice.
Yo, don't talk.
Was awesome, bro.
I know. I had like slight suspicion, but I thought you were down.
How long did that game last? Oh my god, it feels like 7 hours.
Probably like 4 hours. 4 hours.
Way too long.
My ass is
My goodness.
Yeah.
Also,
I'm
like,
gonna be headed out soon.
was I the more
Yeah,
scummy
I'm
one
going
in
to
the
bed,
final
Bob.
3? Because like I feel like me getting Gurglik and
No, actually, I think it was a big mistake to not kill
like
Tony.
me also going like
Every
Cub
single time.
super hard. Like I feel like he should have tried to convince me that like Crust just somehow fucked up.
I feel like you always kill Tony, and no matter what the
Yeah,
combination
yeah.
is, you
Why?
always throw scum on Crust every time. That's the two
Yeah,
things
I
you
thought I
always
was
do.
gonna die, and then when he kills King and then doesn't try and convince me, I was like, I'm
Yeah, those are like
That's
two
why I
things that
asked, because
thought
I was like,
really
I'm really confused.
I think Adam is right. Like there was he either kills you, which looks kind of bad for him, or he
Yeah.
tries to convince Krusk because you like it doesn't matter what Viles did. You were always voting on Viles there, right? No
Yeah,
matter
exactly.
what anything.
Well, we have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why I think Tony was bad to keep.
And
because
that
he
was the
always votes
thing,
on
though.
Viles.
That was the thing
Crust-
going into
yeah.
that last day. I didn't have anybody really like Slip chimed in was just like, dude, you're in a really tight spot. Like I don't know what to tell you.
If you if you had not voted on Cup and just bust your partners, I think you win Final 3.
Yeah, and I think so too. And a lot of people have said that.
If
But
you ask,
the logic going into it was Tony only looked like a really strong player way late. And so I was just going to say that was just Mafia ramping up. But I actually looked through my paperwork, and sure enough, a lot of his stuff pointed to bussing 9 gods and Gurgluck. And that's why I was just trying to pull out logic out of my ass. Just like, look, this is why this happened. This is why that happened. This is why they said this. They said that. But Krusk then.
So Tony was the one who was most on board with my whole spiel, so that's why I think it was a mistake to.
No, Tony kept
was
saying.
the one.
No,
Tony kept saying you were busting
Well, I thought you were Mafia. Yeah, like there was 2 worlds where I thought you were Mafia, and like I was like, why is this happening? And then like after Form, I was like, oh, he's not Mafia.
Yeah.